There was a game against Rothis, right? And we were winning 2-1. There was only about 10-15 minutes to go. And McMillan got sent off, right? Some nightmare. So he's away and obviously getting a shower. 10 minutes later, I get sent off. I'm away in to get changed and he's still in the shower. And I go into the shower and he goes, "Did we win?" And I goes, "I don't know." And he's like, "Huh?" It's like, I got sent off and he's like, "Fuck's sake, Flett." You can't ask that and you're in here 10 minutes up. But what I'm probably shouldn't tell the story, but I'm going to anyway. Hulk put a Viagra in my Lucasade Sport on the way down to the game. And she just went, "Then I drink that." And I was like, "Huh?" I think that Hulk's put someone in it. Right, so on the way home, I got in off a boy and put it into Hulk's tin of beer. He phoned me the next day going, "Did you put Viagra in my beer?" And I was like, "Hi, I did." It's like, "You wee dick, I was chopping it off a bedpost trying to get it down." I was like, "Were you putting in my drinking away doing, you maniac mad? You know, I had a game of football to play, you know what I mean?"
Episode 62, first one in the studio in 2026. We've got an episode we try to line up for a wee while. It's Fletty, Kev Flett, Lossie, Tara, Lossie United, back to Lossie. We've just been speaking about that. First and foremost, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm alright, I'm good, yeah. I like these ones because it gets, see when you're in the same room as somebody, it's not the same as when you're other end of a computer. Not that I don't like being the computer ends, like, but this it's better this way, much better. You've watched podcasts before, Fletty?
I've watched a lot of episodes, listened to a lot of episodes, enjoy them.
You'll ken the first questions I was the same. How good a football player were you as a child, and what age did you realise you had a wee bit of potential to play?
I don't think I ever really thought I had potential. I never really thought about it like that.
It's mental how common that answer is.
I just never thought I've got a bit of potential because I loved playing football as a kid. But it was different in our day. It was like, see the primary school football now. You go into primary 2, you've got a festival pretty much. They've got festivals every second weekend.
Aye.
And it's brilliant. It's absolutely magic, right? I played 2 games for St Geraldine's the whole time I was there in 7 years. So it's like,
Christ almighty,
I knew I was good in my school, right?
Aye.
But I'm basically 4 or 5 boys in my class that were good at football. We knew we were good at football. And it was like that for me, you get what I mean?
Aye.
We played...
Lossie born and bred?
Lossie born and bred, aye. All my days I've bred in Lossie my whole life. St Geraldine's, as I say, primary school. So I knew I was in the better players in St Geraldine's. But up until you really go to boys league back in them days, you weren't really getting to see who was... Didn't really ken any guys from Elgin.
Aye.
I think in them days, that's what made the boys league, in my eyes, magic, because that's when you started meeting boys for Elgin and Barrackhead, Folkman, Forest. But you were in primary 6 or 7, I think, by the time you could go to boys league.
Eyes opened up a wee bit, isn't it?
Eyes opened up.
Aye.
So I knew I was good in my own school, aye, and then we would sometimes just be mucking about in Lossie playing football, we'd play with other boys, and you could handle maybe playing with the boys a bit of other on you, so you knew you were alright.
Aye.
But as I say, played Hythe Hill, pumped them. So we knew then we were good in Lossie. Thought we were the boys in Lossie now. And then we played Seafield. I can't mind, I think Andrew Payne was maybe there.
Aye.
I can't mind anyone else, but we actually drew with them. So straight away you're thinking, oh, boys for Elgin must be quite good enough, ken?
Aye, that's what happens. Aye, you didn't really, you kind of get taken out your own wee bubble once the boys league and that starts, don't you?
Aye.
Do you find? Sorry, did you start off in a different position till you ended up?
Oh, I was a striker when I was a wee. I think Abdi was.
Aye, that's what
everybody
happens.
scored goals. Ken, when played up front in the boys league, played up front in the boys league select. My Tiger actually coming up to me in my first year at the boys league and says, "You can hit the back of the net, Loon. I want you to play for the select." And you'd heard the stories. You select go to America and everything. And I'm thinking, oh yes, here we go. I got to Port Soy. I lived in Port Soy, and it was I was into the young grain, so it must have been like my age. McMillan was there. I mind McMillan being there. But it was like Simbo, Whitey, DK, so they were a year older than us.
Yep.
So we got to go with them and just get a game in, like I mean. But Aye, striker, scored goals. I think Abdi does. That's what you want to be when you're a wee loony, you know what I mean?
Gradually move it back, the slower you get.
And you go, aye, that's basically what happened, aye. Well, I'll go into it later on. When I signed for Lossie eventually, with Charlie, I was actually signed as a left winger.
Aye.
And I started there for him, and then just, as you say, you work your way back.
That's what happens. Right, we didn't catch team to sport.
Rangers.
Football idol growing up.
Ali McCoist.
I knew you were going to say that. See a certain age bracket, Rangers fans. It's. I was Ali McCoist. He had players like Gaza and Loudrop and all that. But it's I was Ali McCoist. It goes back to what a player.
Aye, unbelievable. Just that's my memories growing up. A wee loony, and you didn't knew I can sit in the house any Saturday night, Rangers TV on, watch a game.
Exactly.
You had the sports scene or the green final.
Green final.
Aye,
mind Kenny Welsh selling it in Allen High Street.
That's what it was though.
Aye.
And you got the highlights, you got sports scene. If there was a cup final or anything, it was probably a live game on the telly, you know what I mean?
That's right.
But I honestly, just Ali McCoy's daft for a really young age. You think I'm minding you up here? I actually said to my mum, I must have been only 8 or 9, 10 maybe. Mum, what did you call me Kevin for? And she's like, what are you talking about? You should have called me Ali. Just obsessed with him. Mental when you think about it now. I didn't say to Mylene, shut up, man. You know what I mean? But honestly, just absolutely loved him.
Aye.
I've got a great story about him actually, so doesn't start off too great. Lost my dad 10 years ago to cancer, right? But when he was terminally ill, I got offered hospitality tickets through Edmonton's. I buy all my stuff from my work in Edmonton, so I was in day. Natalie for Edmonton says, look, I can get you a table for 2 doing at Ibrox. And I was thinking, oh, magic, I'll take my dad doing that. He'll love that again.
Aye.
So we're away doing, and my sister works for, she's Nikki Walker. She just works directly with Nikki. She's like his PA. So I tell Michelle, look, I'm taking dad doing the game. And she says, I'll speak to Nikki, see if I can get Ali to come up and meet you again. But as it turned out, it was snowballing on a wee bit. They won the league. They were in League One at the time.
Aye.
So it turned out, well, this was booked in the February and the game was in April. It turned out it was trophy day. So they were getting the trophy parade that day. So I'm like, oh, nightmare. Never going to see Ali McCoist now. And then as it got closer, Sandy Jardine passed away.
Aye.
Obviously massive Rangers legend. So I was mind this, we're up in the hospitality suite before the game and the screens are on and McCoist's outside laying the flowers and that at the statue of John Gregor. And I'm thinking, he's got this Sandy Jardine stuff on the day. They're getting the trophy after the game. No chance we're seeing McCoist.
Yeah.
Right. So games, can't mind the score, I think they won 3-0. So we're back in the hospitality suite after the game. And we're watching them, they're still doing the pitch and McCoist's going about the stadium with a trophy. And his kids are out in the pitch and all. And I'm thinking, this is my great day. We had a magic day. So we're back to our table, just me, and we got a TV table for 2 and it was right at the window. Perfect.
Yeah, that's what you need, So
we're just in a drink thinking, we've got about half an hour and we're out of here. McCoist comes in to the suite and I'm naked and he's got the trophy with him and he just goes, bye Abdi, right to the table to see my dad.
That's fucking brilliant.
And I'm like, you couldn't believe it, eh?
Aye.
He was just like, yeah, because I never mentioned to him because I thought, if this doesn't come off, I tell him we're maybe going to meet McCoist and it doesn't come off.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I never mentioned that word. He
That's
never knew a
mad.
thing about it and he was like, McCoist.
Your dad a big Rangers man as well.
Oh, massive.
Aye. Yeah.
But I took about 6 photos with McCoist and my dad and I never got any myself.
Oh, no.
You're okay. But I just thought, obviously I grew up legend because he scored all the goals for Rangers and you just wanted to score goals yourself.
Aye.
But for him to take the time out of his day to do that on that day when he had so much going on,
that's brilliant.
it's just unbelievable to me. I mean, and I'll never forget that. And when we got up the road, I don't know how somebody must have given my dad's phone number. It was the house phone, and we got home to the house, and he had left a message. Because my dad was a fisherman, so he was telling him he was never going back to sea at that point. He said, I've got my own boat and all this. And if you're ever up by Lossie, he's a shout and I'll get you fish. And I'm thinking, shut up, man. You know what I mean? It's just the way he was. You know what I mean?
That's
Brilliant.
quality.
And we got up the road, and sure enough, McCoist had left him a message saying, Alec, it was great to meet you, and I promise you, if I'm ever up that road, I'll phone you and I'll hand you to that fry of fish and that for him. And he was delighted. He was trying to phone him, but I didn't hear his number. You know what I mean?
Aye.
But
That's
magic.
mad.
You know what I mean? What a guy, as well as being an
brilliant.
absolute legend of a player.
Yeah.
And then another end just last year there, my sister's birthday. Nicky was at the birthday. Just had a do in Lossie. And my wee Looney was there, and he's worked my wee boy. He's 11 now. I think he would have been 10 time when he sent him. Ken Coisty, and he's straight away. He's like, that's my dad's hero, and he's like, on you, we're through here, and we'll send Coisty a wee. So they sent him a wee video clip, and Nicky said, "Oh, this is Guy, his dad, Kev's, you're his hero and us." So Nicky came through and says, see if I get a video back for a wee man. I'm like, rising up, and then sure enough, 2 days later, I got a message through, wee video back for a wee man, McCoist. Saying, great to see you sitting there with my old pal Nicky, great goalie Nicky was, and you tell your old man I was asking from, Ken.
Brilliant. That's top.
Just what a guy, you know what I mean? Because you see him on the telly all the time, you kind of busy he is.
It's even as a Celtic fan, I can respect McCoist in that sense, because like you've got it for Larson, like you can respect the player, and you know, but I've always been a fan of his commentating. It's a bit over the top sometimes, but I like it, Kane, and it's...
You get that, again, Sutton and Boyd are a bit, sometimes they're over the top, and I'm thinking, but you've, same thing.
Aye.
You respect them and all.
Oh, I mean? Absolutely. I mind watching McCoist, so before... My earliest memories of McCoist are actually a question of sport.
Aye, mine not.
Question of sport. And I mind my dad saying, "Oh, getting so many 100 goals for Rangers," and I'm thinking, "What the guy?
Shouldn't like him, man.
That guy, like, but no, he's top quality."
Do you mind the McCoist and Macaulay? You know?
No,
you mind that?
Nah.
You mind that? Jock a cock. Was a big, obviously a bird, but that was good, and I think I look at it up on YouTube. McCoist and Macaulay. It was like a chat show, but they just used to get guests on and speak to them, and bit of crack, you know what I mean? And then they'd go out and about in TV sketches. It was good. I look at it up.
Right, here's an interesting name, because we ken that majority of boys ask this question too are blooded and young. You didn't see it anymore. You work in coaching and things like that. It's 16-year-olds these days play against other 16-year-olds, and there's just, if you're half decent, you'll maybe get a wee touch of first team football, and that'll be about it. What was your first taste of adult football?
Lossie United when I was 16. So we had again, youth development was a different back then at Lossie. I think we had 16s and 18s. That was it. And we had a really good under 16s team.
I was in charge of the first team at that point.
Tatters,
yeah.
It was Tatters. It was definitely Tatters when I went. I done pre-season with Tatters. I'm sure you've heard about Tatters as pre-seasons.
Oh, aye.
I don't know them. There'll be a story about them later on. I'm not sure if Tatters just went in that summer though. Anyway, it didn't matter. I went out on loan. We had a great team, as I say, under 16s. Mikey Richmond coached us magic. We won the league against Elgin City. Had a great team now. They had like McMillan and that.
Yep. We
won the league, and then we played them in a cup final down in Invergordon, and they beat us. So it was like a trophy each. But I wasn't ready to play Highland League then anyway. You know what I mean? 16 I went down to Lossiemouth United. But the juniors then was
stark.
Serious. Like it was, every team seemed to have like experienced boys who had played in the Highland League before, if you get what I mean.
Yep.
And you play like the Forest Thistle team, and it would be like Brian Minty, who had scored barrel loads of goals in the Highland League, and New Elgin, Darren McCarty and boys like that playing, and you're going, this is a
serious,
this is a proper players, get what I mean?
Yep.
It's a shame it's not a bit more like that now. I think Lossie United came back there. If maybe if that came back maybe a few years earlier than I did, I would have possibly wanted to go back and put a couple of years in at Lossie United, but it was just a timing thing. But I think it was probably the best thing I've ever done. It's just go and play adult football at 16-year-old. Myself, Biscuits and Kev May, and the three of us went down. I think there was actually another boy, I think you and Angus, who was called Taz. I think he came down for a wee while as well. I'm not kind of sure what happened to Taz's really football career after that. But anyway, Kev and Biscuits was frightening. Biscuits was a year younger than us, by the way. He was 15.
Aye.
So me and Kev were 16. Kev was playing in goals every week. I was playing kind of left midfield. I was left footed, so you on the left. I was quick then. Wasn't I quick by the end? The time I stopped playing, I certainly wasn't that quick. And Biscuits up front. But we got games.
Aye.
Come on, we're playing.
Yep.
And
bloods you in a wee bit at it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Again, going on to get your eyes opened up, move into juniors and things. As you say, it's not the same league anymore. Tough as hell back then.
Oh, serious level. And like McMillan was at Bishop Mill for a wee while as well. And in the summer, I think he went to Lossie. But you see, learning, mind the one of the, I always think it was Ross McCurdy. It could have possibly been Darren. And I'm just a young loon, 16-year-old. So he kind of clipped me. And I thought, oh. So I'm thinking, I'll get him back in a minute. So I hit him back. And I mind him laughing at me. Right? I'm thinking, eh? So sure enough, 5-10 minutes into the game, wallopy, I'm doing. But I jumped back up. I'm giving it, you Dean, get what I mean? And I was minding my brother Gary, just going like that. Come here. Didn't ever speak to the boys like that again. Because I didn't again.
Aye.
Get what I mean? I'm just thinking, I'm a young loon. I'm wanting to show that I can play this. And it was like, nah.
No chance.
Nah, wise up, get what I mean? So you learn quickly, show boys respect. I mean, these boys have been about and played a level and for years and years. You're just starting, get what I mean? Wind your neck in kind of thing. So it was good to learn that side of things enough, you get what I mean?
Aye. It shows you're keen as well, though.
You had day. I went in a change room and it was like Willie Henderson, Bullet, Seamus Conley. You might not recognise some of the names. Paul Webster, Benji was still playing.
Mm-hmm.
My brother Gary was there. And then in comes me, Biscuits and Mainzer, get what I mean? Like, I'm just thinking, skinny wee leans, basically, get what I mean? Chucked in, but as I say, best thing could ever happen to us.
We'll just touch briefly on Biscuits. Obviously, went on to have a really good career in the Highland League and things like that. Could you have seen that? Do you have that ability at 16?
Aye, I could have, aye. And at 16, you'd possibly even have been going, he could go up the levels here.
Aye.
I think he had a tryout at Dundee, he went done really well. Well, a bit biased, I'm best pals with the boy, I mean, I've been brought up with him. Frightening, absolute frightening player. I'll speak about him a wee bit later on anyway. But
Touhest said Ryan will maybe correct me here, but I think it was best player. At
along with young Soapy Cameron and Russell Mackay.
Yeah, at a young age, probably the best player he's seen, ability wise.
Just raw, he's so powerful and everything as well. Mm-hmm. Well, that 16s team I spoke about, I only go back on that too much, it was kind of youth football, but we had him and we had Coco Black Hall.
Aye,
two of them up front. That was our two strike, it was a 4-4-2.
That's mental.
That's basically why we won that league, because them two at 15 and 16, they were probably as strong as adults. Mm-hmm. They were just battering through. And if you were a 15, 16-year-old normally built boy, you had no chance. They were just going to bulldoze you. Aye. And they just used to run riot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Both fantastic players, actually. Just it's really similar the way they went about the game. Just relentless.
Has he crossed his legs since he was 16 on the halfway line?
I had things. Hands and hips and then the legs crossed.
Just when you see it, you think, okay, this boy can't play, and then all of a sudden he's fucking. It just. A few boys that have played with him, what I've heard is you can be at a game for 80 minutes and then all of a sudden he's got 3 and 5 minutes.
Mental, man.
Aye.
Win a game. That was the thing. I'll speak about him again later on anyway, but if you were in a game, if you managed to see like the tough games in the Highland League, like your Coves at the time, Devon Vale were probably in the top sides when I first went in, you knew if you could still be in the game with 15, 20 minutes to go, Biscuits will win you that game. Aye. There's a good chance. Yeah. They could just go someone out of nothing.
Aye, exactly.
Pick up the bar and just get a goal out of nothing, basically.
It was that natural, nothing taught as well, Ken, just off the cuff, a lot of the stuff.
He was coached like Biscuits. Boy Mikey Richmond in Lossie, he had a thing. He was way ahead of his years, Mike. He had a wee coaching school kind of thing called touch movement. It wasn't for everybody. He almost had to be kind of invited into it in a way. If Mike saw someone in you were in kind of. Mm-hmm. I can't mind if there was fees and that back then. I'm going back a bit. So you're on his thing, but then he would do wee sessions just be like myself, Biscuits, Scotty Matheson, Lauren McPherson. Mike was magic. So Biscuits, he definitely was coached.
Aye. And
he was mega clever and all, like as much as he acted the goat and I mean, yeah. He's all an absolute wind-up merchant on and off the park, by the way. But phenomenal football player.
Brilliant. Right, early days in the Highland League. So it's not so much a question, just kind of first taste of Highland League. What kind of teams were you coming in against? What kind of players were you coming in? Anyone stick out from early days?
Well, I've got in here, I actually played for Lossie. I made my debut for Lossie when I was 16. Mm-hmm. So that season I went to Lossiemouth United.
You're still in midfield at this point?
That day I possibly played left back, can't mind. I didn't play a lot, so I did actually my very first game for Lossie I was really young loon. I was in that end of season games, maybe like March going into April. Don't know what happened. Can't even mind how the table looked, where they were in the league or in.
Yeah.
We got pulled back. I can't mind if it was Tatters. I don't think it was Tatters. It possibly could have been Jim George or somebody like that. I don't know. I can't remember. It doesn't matter anyway. 16-year-old went up to Wick, an away game to Wick. So they obviously thought, end of season game, we'll take in a few of the young lads. We had been on loan. Kev Main played, Biscuits played, I played, and I think there was actually another wee boy called Craig Somerville. He might have played. And I was mind this saying, have you ever been up to that pitch in Wick?
Never know.
It's like that, right? Somebody told me, I don't know if this is true, somebody told me the goal line at the top is, if you levelled it, is the goal line at the top's level with the crossbar at the bottom. So that's how
That's mad.
I don't know if that's true, but when I think back when I played there, I actually think, can't it be far off? It is honestly a slope.
Wow.
So I don't know, can heavy manage this. We're playing, he's going to thank me for this either if he listens to it. Hulk, right? Kev Main's in goals, mine.
Speak to Hulk every week.
Probably one of the best keepers in the history of the Highland League, right? He was just a young loon, obviously then, 16-year-old. And we were losing the game. I can mind we lost, I think it was maybe 3 or 4-0 or 3 or 4-1. And we're into the second half. And Hulk, it's the centre circle basically. He's just inside, he's in our half, maybe 3 or 4 yards just in for the centre circle. And he tried to hook the ball back to Kev. And Kev was in the goals at the top of the hill. We're shooting down the hill. And Hulk hooked this thing right over Kev's head into the goal. Own goal. And I still wind them up a bit to this day. I mind that. That's the best goal I've ever seen him score against Menza.
Jesus. I'll hate to tell him on Thursday when I see him.
Tell him to say, let's rinse you in that story in there.
Quality.
I wasn't ready to play Highland League at 16, I'll be completely honest with you. And so I stayed at Lossie United for years, ended up going on a few great sides, won the league.
Yeah.
So when I seen that question, early days in Highland League, I kind of take it for when I went there. I was 25 or 26 even when I went. Charlie eventually caved me in and I went back across the road. Had a couple of opportunities actually. Dicko had asked me, but Dicko's in my best pals, and I'm thinking, you're winding me up, so I'm just going, nah, I'm not interested anyway. And it was difficult because it got to a stage with Lossie and Lossie United. Lossie didn't have a great team at the time.
Aye.
And we did. Biscuits actually came back, and he was playing at Lossie United. Marco de Barris, the Moyer brothers and that were there. Brian Whitlock scored every week kind of thing. We had a great side. We were going for a league, and I was thinking, I look back now and think I should have went. Because when you go to the Highland League and play that level,
it's different.
Fantastic level.
Yeah, it really is.
Brainwashed is probably the wrong word. I think just maybe at the time when you're in Lossie United and you're in that wee bubble and you're winning games every week and you're drinking with each other every weekend, you're like, I'm not going to Lossie. And there was almost like a wee bit of friction between the clubs. But you didn't want to see, the two work.
Aye.
Still to this day, I think the clubs definitely could work a bit better together. That's what you'd like to see for the tune. But it's difficult, and I totally understand it. I mean, Scots went into Lossie United and done great, and they won the league, went up, had a great result against Auchinleck.
Yeah.
So I get it. They're both probably new at a point where they're almost kind of competing for the same players as such. I mean, but there's no doubt about it. Lossie's the bigger level club playing in a better league, and that's inevitably, when I look back, I think should have probably just went maybe 1 or 2 seasons earlier. But I don't have regrets that side of things because I ended up winning the league with Lossie United.
Aye.
Played for my two teams pretty much my whole career.
Got some silver
exactly. I won a league. One we probably regret is if I'd won a cup for Lossie, it would have just topped it off, but it just wasn't a beak, I mean.
When you first came in properly into Highland League in that kind of mid-20s, what kind of midfield, defence, where are you at this point?
Charlie signed me as a left winger.
Okay.
And by the way, I still wasn't that keen. Took me a wee while. Charlie would back that up. 2 or 3 conversations with him. And it wasn't a Charlie. I just was like, again, Benj, the manager at the time, he just pulled me and he says, listen, you're a Lossie loon, go and play for Lossie. If it doesn't work out, I always get back to Lossie United. And it just kind of swung it for me, and I thought, you're right, I need to if I'm going to do this, I need to go and do it, and it's the best thing I've ever done.
Aye.
Get what I mean?
Kind
And
of
if Frank's bench for that, I'm saying I'm so glad you actually told me that, because I was at a point I was like, I don't know. And it was, I think back then it was like so stupid. Just should have went probably earlier.
Aye.
I went into that team and McMillan, serious dressing room, and when you go across, Kev Stew was there.
Mm-hmm.
Great guy, Kev. A lot of time for Kev. A lot of respect for him. Charlie was the biggest swing.
Yeah.
Again, Charlie was still to this day. I've got so much respect for him. Can't if I say anything bad about Charlie's the best I ever played for.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Just great guy, great manager.
Heard that for a
He
few
swung it
guys.
for me.
Yeah.
Just he's straight down the line. Didn't tell you any lies or anything. Just this is where I see you fitting into it. This is where I see you. I was left wing at the time. I didn't go to plan. Charlie was magic for me, and I like to think I was done all right for him as well. Get what I mean?
Aye. And when it sticks out for them kind of early days under Charlie, players you're playing against, Highland League, because at this point it's still, I know that it's not competitive now, because it's probably more competitive than it's ever been, but you've got your big teams, whereas even 10 years ago, you've got every team had that one or two players that could just change a game and things like that. And every single team had them. Now it's a rare thing, like you've got your Brolers and your Buckies and all that, but your teams lower down.
I can't really remember. There's teams coming about the Highland League. Brora were like Lossie. When I went in, they were like doing the bottom end, like Lossie or New Ken. There's no money there, and money changed them. They're a completely different club. Get what I mean?
Aye.
For Martin threw a lot of money about. Have thrown a lot of money. Never won the league, so you can't just put it all down to money. But it was a wee bit different then. I don't think there was like a big spending team as such. Devon Vale were actually like I think they were the top team when I went in. They had a fantastic team. Boy, Chiz played at the back. Mike McKenzie and Ian Murray up front. That was my immediate. This is a level. I remember playing the Devon Vale game, and it was Ian McKenzie and Mulby. They were like a pair up front.
Yep.
One's massive, big and strong.
Other's a tiny midget.
It's non-stop. Probably, if not the best, one of the best I played against. I'll touch on that later. Was Ian Murray. Didn't suit my style. I liked being up against boys, and we'll go into that later. But they were probably the benchmark going in. I remember Charlie referencing that a few times. Like, don't worry about them. They're probably the benchmark, but we need to aspire to try and get there. You can remember Charlie referencing that on a couple of different occasions. Like, look at Vale, but it took them this long to get there, and it's built. You've got to build to get your teams to a level. Get what I mean?
Oh, definitely. You've got to build for the ground up. As I always look at Fraserburgh as an example. They started off 20 years ago, blooding in a lot of young boys and all that, and they're continuously getting good teams throughout.
They're my favourite example when I speak about. Obviously, I'm involved a lot with the youth at Lossie now. Me and Martin Charles were putting a lot of work into that, trying to build it for the bottom. Like, we've got like the lower age groups. I'll go into that, touch on that a wee bit later as well. But when I speak to folk about what's the long term plan, I always say to folk, see, when I went into the Highland League, Fraserburgh teams were always good.
Aye. You
never really played rubbish. You just didn't get poor Fraserburgh teams as such, and they're all local loons, and that's what I loved about it. Yeah. I mean,
exactly.
I always found they were really sound boys after the game, and they was speak to you, and because they're just local. They're a great bunch of boys, local, and that's what I think Lossie. So it'll take time. I mean, it's going to take time. I mean, I think for the youth development now, there's really promising teams for like a under 14s doing.
Yeah.
If you're really hoping maybe in 6-7 years' time, if it keeps going, which we hope it does, you've got that maybe conveyor belt of 2 or 3 getting a chance every year.
Aye.
But again, it just takes time. And you just hope that happens. Again, if boys are doing well, they could get picked up by other clubs as well. I mean,
that's it. I think Fraserburgh have shown that it's not always, as you say, about money. If you get that way of playing into them early at a young age and they carry on going through, I think the majority of their boys are either Fraserburgh, Peterhead, sometimes maybe closer to Aberdeen, but they're all within 20 mile of the club.
Far away,
No, it's good to see. Like,
I think Russell McBride, he does Fraserburgh United now. I think even his teams, they're all local boys.
Aye.
There's a bit in the Wests. There's a West that plays for his team as well.
Is that his captain?
Aye. It is. I'm not overly clued up. I'm not going to make on a kind of about Russell's team, but again, it's just Broch boys, you know, what I mean?
That's it.
And a Broch head coach as well, you know what I mean?
It definitely helps. Definitely helps.
The changing room I went into was fantastic over there. The first team that I went into was Jum was there, Kev Stew, Charlie Butler. I think Charlie signed about 50 boys in 2 seasons and then just filtered them out down and goes like, start getting boys out the door now. You know what I mean? It was an absolute turnaround of players, like, but I ended up with a really good team in it. And he was right, it took him 2 or 3 years and we had a really competitive side, and we just got into a mindset that we, on our day, and we'd done it, we did. Well, I mean, I mind Bucky going for leagues and we would turn them over and you'd go away to Coves and we'd beat Cove away at that old ground.
Yeah.
In probably the best
The
performances
box.
I've ever been involved in a Lossie team. I went away through there and I won 3-1. So he got you to that stage where you were a really competitive team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A lot of boys, from the sounds of, just wanted to play for Charlie, you know, and just his style of coaching did it for a lot of guys.
Aye. It's kind of something that wouldn't even just necessarily put it down to only his style of coaching. It was just like how he came across, just as man management, I suppose, and just him as a person.
Aye.
Again,
yeah,
just honest as you'll get. Such a nice, genuine boy, Charlie. You wanted to run through a brick wall for him.
Aye, very much, yeah.
And everybody, it wasn't just like me, McMillan, and the boys that you would biscuits. Everybody did.
Mm-hmm.
Crossed that line, and you just knew.
Did it help? I think Liam and Ross mentioned it to me. I think the thing they helped them at Lossie is Abdi was on the same wages. Abdi just turned up for £20 a week or £10 a week, whatever it was, and you were all in the same boat. So it was more about winning football games than doing anything.
Aye, I think we got to a point where there was maybe a wee rollover. So if you won one game, it rolled on. You got 5 or more or whatever it was. I can't mind, but it would roll on. And if you won 3 or 4 games, it stopped. And then you would be on like whatever it was at the time, £20 or £30 or something. But
yeah,
nobody cared.
Exactly.
We were never there for that.
Aye.
Abdi was just like the boys said, that you were just there because it was a great group of boys and you all wanted to play for Charlie, but on each other. You know what I mean? You went out in that park.
Yeah, it
was magic. It was
class.
Great days. I mean, I look back in my career and that is the team that I do think that was probably my best days, and my best days probably as a player, but the highest quality team I played in for sure.
Brilliant. I suppose this leads on kind of finally to our next question. Who's the best player you've played with in your career? You can give me a few answers. I was just kind of, because there's so many different positions and things like that, you kind of, sometimes boys will be totally different, but quality players.
Yeah.
Who's the best you've played with?
I would say there's 2, right? And I'll go into them in a minute. That's McMillan and Biscuits, right? For kind of similar reasons. But see, Marco De Barris, when I was at Lossie United, right? Now, Marco De Barris was an absolute Highland League legend, went up the levels with Carly and played in league football and everything. But he was also loon. So I touched on it a wee while ago, I ended up winning that league. We probably came close to winning that league 2 seasons, right? And then Marco signed for us. And there's no doubt about it, he was a fantastic player. He was past his best, he wouldn't mind me saying that, I'm sure. He was probably 36 or 37 year old. But Ken, what he just brought everybody respect them. So we were probably a really good side, probably maybe too young, maybe a bit we were good, but we didn't take it serious enough. See, when Marco came in, it was just like a respect for him. You went about things just a wee bit differently. Probably turned a screw and thought, nah, he's not here to mess about. He's here. Don't get me wrong, see a Saturday night, great, what a boy, man. You go out and you're like, Marco, what you want? Whiskey and coke. Great lad, but and I'd heard other stories about him before he came. He's superstitious, cuts his toenails before a game, and I'm thinking, shite, no chance he's coming in a change. Telling you, man, every game before a game, he's out with the wee scissors, cut his toenails. It's just his thing. But just so much respect for him. Ken. So I have to give him a mention. Only played with him for about a season and a half. But great guy and that, I mean, met him, bumped into him there. He was home at Christmas. Hadn't seen him for years and years. Couldn't believe it was in the football club in Lossie. I'm just walking around to go to the toilet and I'm like, Flash, he's saying, what are you doing up? And he's like, I'm up to see my mum. And he was just trying to get out the door, and I'm saying, get in here, you're getting a drink here. Sure enough, what you want? Whiskey. Brilliant. But I had a good catch up with him. Great guy.
Yeah.
Honestly, fantastic. But I would say Martin McMillan and Biscuits were just different class, man.
Aye.
Absolutely. Similar in the sense that, see, when I went on that pitch, they give you absolutely everything for, and that should be a given anyway. But you've seen it yourself. You didn't get it all the time. I've probably been guilty of it myself. Some games are like, I don't know that I ever think I did switch off, but I've probably had a game where I've like not been at my best, and I just feel like I can't really mind that. Did I get my own Biscuits? A loose cannon at times, he could go and get a red card or something as well. But as I says to you, with Biscuits, right? So Biscuits, if you're in the game with 20 minutes to go, you're in with a chance of winning any game of football.
Aye.
Because he can just pick up that up and do something, change the whole complex of a game and win you the game. But the same thing, non-stop. I've played against him, right? Me and him's been best pals since we were that size. Absolute nightmare.
Aye.
And
yeah.
He wouldn't even speak to me. In a game,
Mm-hmm.
he'd grab your baz and you lean into you and he'd elbow you and he wouldn't even say a word like about anything else. He's just so focused on the game of football.
Yep.
I mean, there was no chance that he was anything else on his mind apart from winning that game of football.
Yeah.
Dirty bastard. You know what I mean? But
I love it because
which is brilliant.
Aye, he listens.
You know what I mean?
You're a dirty bastard, Biscuits. But as you say, all for winning.
All for winning.
Yeah.
McMillan was the same.
Mm-hmm.
McMillan was my captain, right? When I went to Lossie. And he wasn't a captain that like would shout and swear or go mental. He just led by example. Because he never let his standards drop. Training, don't get me wrong, you great laugh. You magic boy. He loved taking a great laugh. But see, when it was like if you're doing a drill and you'd put up serious boys, that's it. Right, we're on it, we're at it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what him all over. And then Saturday afternoon when he puts that top on and that he crosses that white line.
Different class.
Just absolutely.
Aye.
And he probably doesn't get enough credit for how good a football player he was. Nobody thinks Martin because he was so aggressive and non-stop wanting to win games and I suppose relentless. Doesn't get the credit for him. He was a magic player.
Yep.
Scored a lot of goals for us at Lossie and again, you're in the trenches, you're wanting boys like McMillan in your team, get what I mean?
Aye.
Just non-stop working. And ken something, if I ever made a mistake, he would just give you a look as if, come on. He gave you that look, you're like, felt like he'd let him do him, get what I mean?
Aye,
and he didn't have to say anything. You just knew.
That's a bit more powerful.
You had that level of respect for him, get what I mean? Martin had, similar to what I'd done later in my career, I mean, Martin had stuck it out at Lossie through some poor teams,
Mm-hmm.
get what I mean, as well. A lot of years put in and I was mentioning him to you, I get asked it, we're speaking about football anyway, and a lot of folk will say to me, who's the best player? And I can't really split them two.
Yeah.
Get what I mean?
Different but similar in so many ways as
Similar in so many ways, aye.
Yeah, just
definitely.
Natural born winners.
Good getting about McMillan and I was mind this thing, there was a game against Rothis, right? And we were winning 2-1. There was only about 10-15 minutes to go. And McMillan got sent off, right? So I'm going, nightmare. So he's away and obviously getting a shower. 10 minutes later, I get sent off. Right? So I'm in the shower. I'm away in to get changed and he's still in the shower. And I go into the shower and he goes, did we win? And I goes, I don't know. And he's like, huh? It's like, I got sent off and he's like, fuck's sake, Flett. You can't say that, you're in here 10 minutes up. But we won. 2-1.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. Like
two of us standing in the shower like a pair of dicks. And boys held it out.
Even last summer, I was watching Martin. He was playing. For that FC Thistle team through in Forest, and they were playing Elgin City under 18s and just a bounce game. And fucking, he's just keen for Ahan. He doesn't care when it stop.
He doesn't. Martin doesn't play the game any differently. I mean, it's just the way he plays.
Yeah.
I tell you though, this happened 2 seasons in a row. Went away to Brora. See when it's like proper freezing cold because he's got no hair. mind it, we were sitting in Charlie's getting this team talk, and then Charlie just goes, "Man, you okay?" And he's just like shaking, and he's blue, and his lips are blue, and he's like, "No." Like, "Huh? You alright?" Like, and he's like, and he couldn't come back it for the second half. He just must have froze up.
Christ.
So we ripped him a wee bit about it.
Aye.
Same thing happened the next season.
Oh no.
Same thing again. I'm sure it was the same. I'm sure it was the same place. It might have been somewhere different. Don't know. It was weird. He just I think it's the only time I've ever seen him coming off a pitch. He was just like, for you needing cups of tea and
Aye.
So then I take him anywhere if it's a cold day.
I think last season he split his head open or something.
That's right.
And he's not playing welfare football. And it's like, what are you doing, man? You've had a career, Ken. You didn't need to. But just likes winning.
Again, something. He was meant to be playing a game on me the next day. Where were we playing? Was it Lee Moyer's charity game? I think it was. Lee Moyer had a charity game for his wee Quiney, and we were playing. It was an old Lossie United against an old Burghead, and on the Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And he done that on the Friday night.
Aye.
And he texted me on the Friday night saying, "Neg, we will play them on." And I'm going, "Oh, here we go. Shite's he going to come out of here?" And the next thing, this photo came through. I was heed, and I'm like, "Holy somebody hit you with an axe." I'm on the phone. "You alright?" And he's like, "I'm alright. I'm going to A&E. Got a bandage on." And I was half expecting him still to say, "I'll just get it glued up and I'll still play." But nah, it was wild. It was. I don't think he could play for like 6 weeks.
One of the stories I was going to ask you, and I didn't mention it before, Flett, because I actually got it after I sent you your questions. So I was speaking to a referee a couple of weeks ago.
Oh no. What in?
Alan Proctor.
Aye.
And he says he had to stop a Burghead Lossie game 10 minutes earlier because you were away to scrap, and it was like a Legends game or something. And he says it wasn't that long ago, it was like last year or
What
something.
would have been that game I'm just talking about?
Aye.
No, can you who it was, right? It was my cousin. It was Ali, man. Right? My first cousin. So Ali, we had a good laugh about this afterwards. So Ali is my old man, and his mum were brother and sister. So first cousins. Great boy, Ali. Magic boy. And there was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. But the game had been getting a bit tasty. There was a few tackles flying about for a charity game.
Aye.
But it was full of boys of that era that were just like, that's how you
Not
play.
stop. Aye.
I mean, you do charity game or no, you're winning the game.
Oh, definitely.
We do it in the team talks. Like Frazy's had this for a couple of games, and he always says it. Frazy goes, "I had a delusion, by the way." Again, and we're like, that's what we're here for.
Aye.
Neither do we. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
So it was getting a wee bit of taste. I actually scored in that game. And it was about 10 minutes, because I remember somebody came off and somebody just came on, and going, "How long's to go?" And they were like, 15 minutes, and there was only about another 6 or 7 minutes playing. And I went up for a header, bang, one header, and then just, Ali hit me like on my hip, and I just like fell sideways. So I just jumped up and goes to him, "You doing?" Get what I mean? And he was like nose to nose with me like that, and he just went like that. It was just a tap. It wasn't like a headbutt. And then Andy's like, "Whoa, calm down," and we're still like just standing nose to nose, and I'm like, well, none of us were back in Doon. I mean, first cousins or no, we're just like, I'm the hennis. Came straight up, and then Alan just blew the whistle. "That's enough, boys, finished." And we're like, "Listen up, Alan. Just go on with the game." So then a wee bit of that was it. But yeah, ended up out with Ali that night, actually.
Aye.
He back to the Lossiemouth United club, and he came in about, and we had a great laugh about it.
That's good.
And his brother Dave, I was texting his brother that night, and he didn't have a clue. He wasn't at the game or anything like that. He's got 2 wee Queenies, so he's probably doing something with them. And I'm texting Dave about 10 o'clock on that Saturday night saying, because I'm with Ali, and I'm sitting with Ali saying, "Go and text Ali and say, what's this I'm hearing about Kev Flett during the day," or something. Like, he's like, he's probably sitting in his house with his wife and his 2 Queenies thinking, "What's this dick on about?" You know what I mean? So I'm leaving it, and he's going, "What are you on about?" And I says, "Just text him saying, what's this about you and Kev fighting a day," or something like that. Like, so next, I'm waiting, I'm thinking, hurry up, that's happening. Then I see Ali looking at me and smiling, and I'm just like, "It comes, yes, Dave had texted him, Ken." And I was like, I can't want to do it. So I just took a photo of me and Ali and sent it back to Dave, Ken.
Families,
Magic, you know?
I love it.
Magic, like, but yeah, it was all good fun. It was just two boys that like winning a game of football, and it's as simple
Absolutely.
as that. Get what I mean?
I was just speaking to him, and he says, "Oh, how you got on coming up?" And I said, "You were coming on." He says, "Oh, I've got a great story about that."
Stitched him up, man. I bet he's got a few more about me. Tell you one thing, he's gave me a few cards. I'll tell you that.
Aye,
A few cards falling.
right. Flip of the question: who's the best you played against?
It's so difficult that because you obviously play against a range of different players, and if you go all in any game, any time, can playing testimonials and nothing. I played in Mainzer's testimonial, and the boy, is it McGuinness or something, used to play up front for Aberdeen. Just absolutely,
Josh.
absolutely, Josh McGuinness,
Aye.
absolutely rinsed me. Like I was a wee boy, just boom, out the road, you, and he was away, and I got rinsed for that off the boys. But nah, I didn't really take that kind of stuff into consideration. I think Highland League wise, the ones I didn't like playing against was, like I meant touch on Moby, and that boys that just move constantly, small, low centre of gravity, just popping about everywhere. So you're talking boys like Ian Murray, brilliant. Sander Sutherland, another nightmare.
Geffens.
Geffens, he's on there. Who else have I got on there? I wrote a few of them. Do you know actually? Scott Barber, Fraser Vra.
Yeah.
He was that and strong as an ox. You'd get in against him, but he was just so strong. That, for me, I hated playing against.
Yeah.
That style of boys. Here, played against loads of other good. See, Cammy Keith. Cammy, I could think I had a great game against Cammy. Right, him under control, 80 minutes. I'm telling you take your eye off him for a second. Half a yard bang, balls in the back of your net. And you're like, the amount of times he done that to me, and I'm thinking, I've got him a day. Got him.
Mo said the same. I asked Mo.
He just had a knacker.
But when I asked Mo when Cammy was coming on, speak to us, I said, "What was Cammy?" And he says, "It's one of these boys. You, as you just said, you think you had him under control, and then he's just nicked a yard ahead of you and behind you or something like that." And
it was no fluke though. He's a clever wee double movement, so he would like check to go there, and you seen it, and as soon as your body weight shifted, bang, he was in, bang, goal.
aye,
So clever.
yeah,
So fun. You've got to give him credit. I mean, he didn't score a amount of goals. Cammy scored in the Highland League. Coincidence for fluke. I mean,
no, I think
it's weird because I didn't think back and think, wow, he's a fucking nightmare to play against. Right? Well, he was. He scored a lot of goals against teams that I played in, of course, but he didn't drag you all over the place. That's what I'm trying to say. He was so clever and smart in the box as well. But he could had it. He could do everything. He was a great player. Cammy. I'm not meaning it like that, but mine personally, the smaller boys. Yeah. I ken he's my pal. Charlesworth was on everything.
aye,
Take your eye off him for a second. He done it to me at Grant Park, mind it. He made check the back post. I went with it, whoosh across, front post tapping. You're like, fuck.
aye,
And that goes just the little double bits clever.
Yeah.
Smart. Lee Fraser, that suited me. The bigger boys I could get up against and wrestle. And their names obviously Lee could shift for a big lad.
Yeah.
Lee was phenomenal. If I was going to pick a really big boy, it would be Lee. Good story about Lee. That was a beauty saying. Played against Forest in the Scottish Cup in year, right? And it was at Grant Park. Charlie would do stuff at training, like if we were playing Forest were a massive team at that time. So he'd put like me, Bell, Jum in the box at training on Thursday night just for 10 minutes and get boys to whip balls for all areas. We had to just go up, bang, win the ball. So it's in your head, you're going into the game on Saturday, your job, and the ball comes in the box, you're up, bang, get that ball, win that ball. So that's what he'd done. So we're in Scottish Cup first. I think it was first round, can't mind. Anyway, I had a great game against Lee. We drew the game. And it went to a replay. No, I think it was the other way around. It might have been the night he scored. Must have been, because that was night he came up and scored in the last minute against us in the Scottish Cup. Biscuit scored probably in the best goals I've ever seen that day. Picked up the bat, drove inside, bang, top corner. And then the last minute of the game, night he came up. It was that game. I had managed to keep Lee really quiet that day, and thought I've done that right there against him. And then the next week, I'm not joking, he was like an absolute animal, right? I think they beat us in that replay. I think Lee might have scored any of the goals. And I was speaking to Simon Allen in the club after the game, and he goes, "Ken, what I done?" I goes, "What?" And he goes, "I told Lee you said he was fucking shite last week and you battered him." And I was like, "Eh?" He's like, "I just made it up." Like, what? Like Simon Allen, straight. I met him the week after, and he's like, I just told him. So he must have thought we had a poorer, a quieter game or something. Like, I'm not joking. I used to grab Lee's bars and when I played against them, we just used to laugh, kind of stuff like that. We went on all the time.
Aye.
I don't have to grab boys' bars at any other time, but he's just like an animal that day. I might just remember thinking, whatcha? And that's really Simon had started them up again.
And then you had him up front, and then you had his brother at the back.
Graham's fantastic.
Aye.
Well, that's the thing, when I think of some of the best players I played against, it's you automatically go into who gave me the biggest nightmares.
Aye.
And it's the boys you play directly against. That is. Mm-hmm. And if I had to call out one as for that, I would say Geffins.
Aye.
Geffins was fantastic, man.
Yep.
Great guy, and so that's the thing with Geffs. Right? I was mind their game sticks in my head. It was a waiting there, but they had a great team. Mo was there actually. They had that front three. They had Geffs, they had Robbie Duncanson, and they had Sid Mackay. And played as a front three, but they didn't play like one. They like interchange. So Geffs would pop out in the wing, and Sid was inside, and then they would
Aye, impossible to keep up with.
What's going on here?
Yep. It's probably a shame that team didn't win the league. How good that Nairn team was.
They came quite close a couple of times. That was a fantastic team.
Yeah.
Again, I like the big Geffs. Serious as anything on the pitch. He would yap to you to try and put you off, and crack a night, and we magic boy. See after the game, great lad.
Aye.
So he'd sit in a pint here or whatever, come over and speak to you on the night, boys, and that.
Yeah.
And he was probably, there must have been a point, he was top man in that league, like.
Competitive for the time you had Cammy Keith, Neil Gold,
Goldie, I had him doing there as well. Neil Gold scored some amount of goals.
Gethins, as I say, Sid Mackay, all 20, 30.
That's what you were coming up against, though. I mean, week after week after week, you were playing against some really good strikers.
Yeah.
But I look at, I would say that kind of boys, Geffins was probably up there with the best. But I liked looking down the park at the centre half other end of the park, because I played there.
Yeah.
And I looked up to a few boys like Mo. Fantastic career in the Highland League. And Mo's ain't that boys, he snarl at you on the pitch, and if you got up for a corner, he'd give you a bit, and you almost think he doesn't like you, what I mean? But he does. I spoke to him briefly when he was at Dufton. He gave me a phone, asked if I'd go up and play, and I just says, look, Mo, I'm like this with anything. See if I can't commit fully to something, I'll just win a date. I just was honest with him, said, look, Mo, I've not got commitment for it to do the training. I looked down the pitch at some boys like that in the Highland League, and you've got full respect for Russell McBride, Mo, kind of some great centre halves going to beat that league. At the time, even like Gray Pays and Nathan Sharp and that they were like a pair for us.
Aye.
Get me? So you respect boys that you're not coming up directly against. Like I'm obviously rumbling about with Gethins and Zanders and that week after week after week, but you also have respect for the boys at the other end of the park.
I mean, like say your Cove, was it Eric Watson?
Eric Watson.
Aye.
Animal.
Aye, that's what I've heard from a few boys. Like, but as I say, like
he's a bit dirty. I heard stories about him spitting on folk, and I don't like any of that.
No, there's no place for that.
Time for that, but then I can't personally. Obviously,
I'm not saying that the Highland League's not as good as it used to be, because it's good in a different way now. It's more athleticism and fucking speed and things like that. But as I say, even 10 years ago, every team had a couple of players that could either win you a game, get a goal out of nothing, or was a shithouse centre back to play against, just something about them. And I think it's missing now.
Possibly. I didn't see, my wee man plays games on a Saturday now, so I didn't get as much as I'd like to. And I didn't get to see bits and pieces. I still think there's some really good players in the Highland League.
Yeah.
Some really good players, but I get your point.
It's changed days, but that's the way football's going just now.
It changes all the time.
All the time.
Football changes all the time. I mean,
right, here's an interesting one, because I've had some great answers for this. Ryan, go and remind me who was the podcast where Frazee stopped them drinking on the bus on the way trip. Who
Fort William, was it?
Aye. Can you remember whose episode that was?
I think you talked to Fraser about it and Biscuits, did you not?
That's what it was. So like great away trips. Obviously, you still got Fort William in the league and things like that when you were playing. You know, you've got the Wicks, you've got Alice. What's your favourite away trip?
They were the best things, kind of like, but you got them 3 times a season of them because you had Wick away, Brora away, Fort William away every season.
Yeah.
I played for Lossie, right, I think 9 years in total. And had about 2 away games in the Scottish Cup. Right?
That's mad.
One of them was in Forres. One of them was in Cooter.
That was it.
That was it. I had a great away day with Lossiemouth United when I must have just been early 20s. And Hulk was there. Hulk was playing for us, and it was against a team called Centre Rocks. And I actually had him when I was really young. And I, 17, my second or third season, my player ran through, and that was away down the road with Bullet and Willie Henderson and up on a bus, and it was just absolutely mental. And I'm only 17, and I'm going, get a few beers into you, and I'm going, my dad's going to leather me when I get home, can't I mean? Coming off that bus steaming. And I mind then with Hulk, right? Hulk, probably shouldn't tell the story, but I'm going to anyway. We're going away, and this was on the way down, I swear. Ask him about this when you see him. Hulk put a Viagra in my Lucasade Sport on the way down to the game. And there was somebody, and she just went, didn't I drink that? And I was like, didn't I drink that? Hulk's put something in it. I was like, what was it? I'm reading the telling, and after the game, just keep that Viagra in your, what's he doing? Like, and there was a boy on the bus, I'm not going to name him either, he had Viagra, that's how where he got it.
Aye.
Like, so on the way home, I got in off a boy and put it into Hulk's tin of beer. Like, he was away for the toilet. So he was like, he's a Viagra into his beer, and it was frothing out the top of the can. Like, and he drank it, he came back and he's like, he's up there. And he kent someone was up, and then I was mind texting him the next day. He phoned me the next day going, do you put Viagra in my beer? And I was like, hi, I did. It's like, you wee dick, I was chopping it off a bedpost trying to get it down. I always mind him saying that. No. It's like, were you putting in my drinking away doing you mean up mad? You know, I had a game of football to play, can't I mean? So like in that case, man.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'll hate to say it. I shared a pitch with Hulk on a Thursday night. We've got half each, and
ask him, say, you might
ask him about
if you see him before this is out, say him, you might put someone in Fletty's drinking away doing a game, and he returned the favour on the way home, and see what he says.
I will do.
He stole my car in time in that Hulk when I was a young loon. I'd been back doing training, so I'd done my season at Lossiemouth United, was back in the summer. Can't mind if I'd done something to him first. I think I maybe cut his drawers or put Roljecks in his drawers or something, and I should know because I was just a young loon. Trying to be cool, Ken, I don't know what I was doing. Lucky I never got leathered for it, to be perfectly honest. I mind finished training the next session because he obviously it was Fletty done it. My car was gone. Right, he had put a bar in the corner and put my keys back. So my keys were there, and I'm not joking, I was nearly greeting it. So I was just a young loon, and I was thinking, picked on the wrong boy here. The car was away. Just a young loon, just teaching my lesson.
Aye, didn't get banter like that anymore. Like, no, you really didn't.
Magic days. But away days, any day was magic. That see that squad of boys we had. Getting on that bus with Minnie and McMillan, and Charlie was mental on that bus, man.
Aye,
dead serious on the way down, but he let us hear. He didn't have much hair left actually, but let us hear down on the way home.
Aye,
and I was right in mind. We always wind them up a bit. Aftershock.
Aye,
so you're like,
yeah.
Boys would get like, bottle aftershock for the way home. This, and I was in mind that he just tied down his head in a hand, and he was saying, fucking aftershock, fucking Charlie shock. And it's just stuck. That was it after that. Charlie shock, get Charlie shock. Ken used to wind him up, but he loved the cracking away him.
Aye.
For as dead serious as he was through the week, training sessions, very serious, very organised, structured. And same on a match day, no pissing about, but switch about and away in Highland League, I mean, on the way home, get a crack, and Charlie'd come up and play like the boy. That's why I loved playing for him in a way, and I mean, because he'd come up back, and if you'd had a poor game, he'd arm Charlie and Davary back working at it next week or whatever it was. But everybody wanted to play for him. Charlie Shock.
Charlie Shock. It's we've been trying to get him on for a couple of months now, and I've spoke to Martin. I spoke to Coco as well. Get your old man on, you know. Get him on.
I'll be a really popular listener.
A well-liked guy, isn't he, Charlie?
Yeah. He's in that guy. I mean, I don't think have a bad word to say about Charlie. I was actually in his work today. I was in seeing Martin about something, and I seen him, and it's funny because it's one of his sayings. He used to say to us, "A fucking nuts cock away," from whatever we were on a nuts cock away for, right? And McMillan and I used to say to him, "What is a nuts cock? What are you talking about?" Didn't care if it's a millet, and Charlie, obviously a Yorkshireman, we're like, "Fuck's a nuts cock?" I mean, or a military thing, nuts cocky. I always used to DS. We were like going, "Fuck's a nuts cock?" Like, I mean, what is a nut? So it was funny. I was in his work today, right? And it was just total coincidence. And he's like, "Come and see this." He goes, "McMillan's been winding me up this morning." He spun his screen round and he had nuts cock, and it said, "A nuts cock, slang for a tiny measurement." I'm like, it's still the game at me. It's just his ways, you know what I mean?
That's it.
And another thing he used to do every game. So before he would do his team talk and tell you the teaming up, he would say, "Right, boys, parish notices. Parish notices." So he would just say a couple of wee bullet points, "Look, mind this, next week we've got this," or whatever, we're trainings here, or we're Gordonston or whatever. It was just this thing, whatever was coming up, like the week after or the week after. "Parish notices, lads." So we used to say, "Back in parish notices, Charlie, get parish notices." Getting stuff like that. But
Nuts cock. That's the episode. That's your wee bitty for the episode around nuts cock, Charlie, shock.
Nuts cock.
Nuts cock and Charlie shock.
My Yorkshire accent's not the best actually, but yeah, I love Big Che. We call him Big Che, man. And we had a wee day, a wee kind of not a reunion, but just a few of the boys at Christmas time there, and Charlie was out with us, and he was getting something. He actually had a good blather with Marco De Barris that night, and Marco. I met Marco again a few days later and bumped into him in the Copy. And Marco actually said to me, "Can someone, that's the first time I've had a right blather with Charlie Charlesworth." And he goes, "What a nice guy."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so humble. And he's just got that. He's infectious. I mean, he's just got that kind of impact on you.
Aye.
And that was Marco saying that.
That's mad.
Marco's probably, I mean, these humble boys I came.
Yeah.
I mean, for how good a talent and player he was when he came, just so humble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Charlie's just saying that boys everybody's got a respect for.
Top man. Absolute
top man. Absolute. Just one of the best, like.
Right. We'll do a wee bit for people listening. If you're wanting, if you like what you're hearing, give us a follow. I think Tiger was our most popular episode ever, and only 17% of the people that listen to it actually follow the podcast. Doesn't cost you a penny. Doesn't cost you a penny to follow the podcast. We're on YouTube, we're Spotify, we're Apple, Patreon if you really want your episodes early and things like that. TikTok. We're also looking for a 2026 sponsor. I've had a few folk interested, but they've just kind of scarfed at me when I've named the price. But it's negotiable. Let's just say that it's negotiable. Give us a wee rating. 58, I think we're up to on Spotify. I think once you get to triple digits in ratings, you start getting recommended by bigger podcasts. So it's hopefully going to open up the audience a bit. But we're absolutely flying in the last couple of weeks. As I say, Tiger, for everyone knows why, but Tiger's episode, most popular episode we've ever had by a mile for the first couple of weeks. Facebook's flying. I think we've got a listing of 6,000 people overall, 10,000 viewers a month. So we'll keep it going. As I say, I just like to chat football. Where this podcast goes is up to the next fucking day, because it can be somebody that somebody's never heard of, somebody that Abdi's heard of, everyone in between, you know. Just we'll keep it going. Every 2 weeks, every second Monday, we're out. Give us a shout. Give us a message if you're enjoying the podcast. Do not come and ask me for a photo in the street because it's embarrassing. Because it's likely to be me in a postie uniform giving it the thumbs up, like, and I'm just waiting for that photo appear in like 10 years' time or something on Google. Right, back in the podcast.
Brilliant what you're doing. Folk are obviously enjoying it, get me? So
that's the main thing. Like, I got a lot of compliments.
Yourselves for that, I know.
Where did it started? Me just speaking to my pals about football, and then got all in Maine in, and it just snowballed.
Yeah.
It just absolutely snowballed. And you know, if you, I think episode 55.5, we made we made an 11, the best guests that have been on.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fucking unbelievable. Like, it's a lot of it's to do with folk who've had a lot of shouts. Like, I hope you've not got Mo in your 11, because he's in
I never played with him.
every other person's 11 going, like, and I swear he's just paying folk at this point. But it's you're right. Best goal you've scored, or favourite goal you've scored. It can be 2 different goals, I suppose.
Most of my goals were penalties, I think. Ain't it looked the best was probably actually I've scored for Lossiemouth United years ago, and it was at Bucky Rovers, and I was mind the wind was whistling right down the pitch, and we were getting beat 2-0 at half time, and we thought, oh, we're done. There's no way we're coming back in this game.
Yep.
And they were a really good side at the time, and Nighty was actually in goals for him. He was just a young loon. We came out in the second half and we got a penalty, and I scored the penalty, and then there was about 10-15 minutes to go in the game. I just picked up the ball in the circle, the centre circle, and I took one touch, and I just hit it, and it was into the wind, and it just lifted Bonnie as you like, and it just came in and just, I might have clipped the bar or just dipped under the bar, just straight in.
Aye.
So that ain't.
You still mind from 90 about that now?
No, I didn't really Nighty was just a young loon at the time. It was only a junior game, didn't I really? I don't think neither of us were going for the league at that time. Benji, Benji was the manager at that time, and he always says, because I ran straight to him, hit his hand, and he says, I can still feel my hand stinging. Yeah, it was just that bang after goal kind of adrenaline kind of thing. But that was probably the one that looked the best. Didn't have to play in any cup finals or really anything important. Then I would probably say, was I scored him. Well, it wasn't my debut for Lossie because I played when I was 16, but when I re-signed, Charlie signed me, and done all the pre-season friendlies and stuff like that, obviously, so it wasn't my actual debut, but the first day of the league season we played Touhest and I scored. It's quite a good goal actually. It just rolled out to me at the edge of the box and I hit it and it just went high up into the net.
Aye.
Quite a good goal, but because it was my debut and I'd just kind of signed to go back, I mean, I like that in.
Yeah.
That meant a bit because it was just like, took a bit of pressure off, I suppose, and that. I mean, you've just thought you're stepping up the level, and then you hit that bang goal. But I actually went to Ibiza the next week, and I've knocked myself back about probably 3-4 weeks. Fitness wise, done the full pre-season, had the friendlies, scored my debut away for a week. And I mind he threw me back in. I missed one game when I was away, home, and we played in Nairn at Grant Park, and he threw me in. I thought, I'll be fine, done the full pre-season. I was gassed after about half an hour. I might even have got taken off. I definitely got taken off. Might even have been half time or really early in the second half. And I always think, shouldn't have went that holiday.
Yeah.
Kind of just done all the work.
Aye, out the windy.
Aye, kind of. I did recover, and it probably took me that whole season to really adapt to the level and get right into this is what it's about. Probably takes you that. I'd say that for anybody, probably stepping. You'll get the odd day and it'll just come in, hit it, and like go at it. But
aye.
For anybody going into Highland League, if you've been playing juniors for a long time, it's going to take you probably a wee bit of adapting. I mean,
aye, there's different level. It's,
I like that goal because it was a debut goal. I mean,
you kind of spoke about penalties there. You took a few.
Took a lot of penalties actually.
Did you ever, being probably the main penalty taker, did you ever have boys that come in maybe into the squad, somebody that's signed or that's insistent that they're on penalties, anything like that?
No, not really that way. I was minded a good in. It was Chopper, Scott Dunn. I was minded he won the penalty. It was away at Huntly. I've got a photo on my phone. It's probably the best penalty I've ever took in my life, right?
Aye.
And I've got a photo of it. And Chopper won the penalty. It was away at Huntly. And I took in the week before in a cup game, a penalty shootout against 90.
Yeah.
And I went top left, and I'm not joking, it went right in there. I thought, I'm going to try it again. So it was Scotty Matheson told me, see, when you're taking pens, I always go, because I'm left footed, he said, go to the left because you'll take the bar away for the keeper and it'll come back in.
Yeah.
And he says, if you go across yourself, you didn't get it right in the corner, the keeper's got more chance. So I was kind of thinking of that at that time. Anyway, then our Chopper says, I want to take it. I says, no, I take the penalty. I'm the penalty taker. Took him for ages, and took an absolute huff.
As
right,
Chopper does.
Glad that says chops. But he wasn't happy, and I've still got the photo, right? Chopper standing like this, and the bat again went right in that bitty. So I've took I obviously never took the photo. I'm in the photo, so I'm like that, and the bat's right in the stanchion. Chopper's just standing with the hands on his hips, and I was mine just turned around to him and goes, "That's how I'm taking the penalties." I missed a few in arcs there, wasn't I?
Miss any big games, like that could have won games or that?
Missed in against Mainzer.
Did you save it or did you blast it?
No, I both. Both. Tried to double with him because he said to me before you always go across yourself, and I said to him, I didn't go that way. Now you're all doing the middle quite a lot. So I probably double guessed myself doing that way. I says to him, I told him that previously, so we won the penalty. I just smashed it. I tried to go like my bottom right, and he just dived in and pushed it away. But we actually won that game, so it never counted.
Aye, that's the main thing. That's the main thing.
And another thing I'd done at Devon Vale, we got a penalty, and I went high up the middle because I'd done that quite a lot. Just blasted it right up the middle, 1-0 up. 10-15 minutes later, can't mind who won the penalty, but the keeper got sent off, so the sub keeper came on. So second penalty of the game, and I just thought, I'm just going to do the same again. There's no chance that this boy's going to stand there. It was Blanchy came on. Don't know how he was on the bench. I think he was maybe somebody was job. He had went offshore or something. I don't know. But he came on, and I just melted it high down the middle again. He just stood there, and he just palmed it up over the. I don't know if he palmed it anyway. And I was like, why did I do that?
Aye. Right. I'll ask you more about the penalty when we get to the last question. Right, I think the best team and obviously best dressing room you've been involved in. You got a favourite season in football? Can be for different reasons. It doesn't hate to be football.
Winning the league with Lossie United's obviously it jumps straight away because you winning the league, you put a whole season into winning it. That was a great season, great squad. Biscuits was a big part of that in as well. That was quite difficult. I think that maybe Charlie's first team that he built at Lossie was probably my favourite team that I played in.
Yeah.
For quality. The team he built, like McMillan and all that were obviously, but Coco came in. Ross and Liam came in. Jamie Bagley, boys like that were there. Jum, Sam Milton. Minnie was in goals. There's boys like Kevy Stewart, big tall boy Greg Donaldson. It was just a magic team to be a part of.
Yeah.
And as it grew over the 3 years and the point that Charlie got it to, that was probably the best team I probably played in. I think he got us, we were pushing top 6.
Aye.
But Charlie left, and I fully understood it at the time. He had done so well, there was interest in him. I think Bucky were maybe even showing a bit maybe interest. And so when he left the Vale, I didn't think to go to Vale. It's funny because Charlie, I was used to kind of maybe reference them, like I said to you, as the Vale game, we need to, maybe we can strive to take time, but look what they've done, kind of a lot of local boys and that. And when he left, he understood like Charlie's class, and it's an opportunity for him to go and try something better as well, get me?
Aye, absolutely.
Which was a shame in one sense because as I say, we were definitely pushing up into that. We were competing with don't know how, I'll take a look back tables, maybe finished 8th, maybe 9th, I don't know. But you felt like you were now competing in every game. Yeah, you would still get the odd turning over for somebody because it can happen. So some quality teams can. Locals seem to be a sticky in for us all the time, so tough.
Maybe not so much these days.
Well, good manager though, Ken. I think they'll come back soon.
Aye, definitely.
Dean Donaldson's Ken's what he's doing. I think he's just, it's a bit of a project thing there, and they're just maybe starting out with rebuilding, going a bit local, going a bit younger, and working it that way.
Yeah,
I don't think you'll see them hovering about doing there for too many seasons. Get what I mean?
No, the boys. You just mentioned Liam and Ross, Coco. I played in the same school team as them 3.
Yeah.
A brilliant team, by the way, the 3 of them in the same squad. But you tell at a young age, these boys would go into decent careers.
They were at Elgin City. Obviously, Charlie knew. Charlie had been the head of youth there, so Charlie knew kind of a lot of boys for there, and he would take in a few over time. So Ross and Coco came first. Is that right? Aye, Ross and Coco came in first. Trained with us a lot, but they actually went out on loan to Lossie United.
Yep.
Done really well. I think Coco went on and won the Player of the Year actually that season at Lossie United. I might be wrong. I think he did. But they would still train with us. But Ross and Liam were like joking. So Roscoe used to be lightning fast pace, so moany. Like I kind of tried to train as I played, so I would be booting him a booting training. He was like, "Why he's not playing? Fuck you doing?" kind of stuff. And then like he's doing punching the grass and son, calm down, man. Boy's mental.
Aye.
You know what I mean? Actually, great boy. Worked for me for a few years. Love Roscoe, but magic boy, great guy. So I didn't ken them before they came, obviously, and I'm going. So there's word new Liam's coming. I'm going, fucking hell, another one of these things, mental cases. Get I mean. Then Liam comes on, he's so chilled. He's just like so chilled, so calm. But Liam never went out alone. He kind of just stayed and worked his way gradually into the team.
Aye.
But the three of them, magic players, man.
Yep.
Really good for. Nah, different, I suppose. Coco was just once that where I got to there with that third team, that first team at the third year, Coco was flying.
Was...
I mean, Hampton Hayden with my 11. If I had played with Coco any longer, he'd have been in for sure because he was serious quality.
It's mad because as even a school age player, he turned into a completely different player. He never used to be fast.
He never had the pace in that.
He never used to be fast. That, and he doesn't mind this, but I mind the first. He moved for Lossie High to Elgin Academy, and first lunchtime, and a few boys who knew him for City Youth and all that kind of stuff, and playing school football, and he fucking hits an overhead kick at lunchtime, and I'm like,
Coco,
who the fuck is this guy? What the fuck's going on here? But as I say, he played like a central midfielder then, and wasn't quick, had a good touch and all that, was clearly a level above some of the other boys, but to see the player he went on to be out on that right side, just lightning quick, touch and go, different worlds apart.
He just used to knock it and go, and defenders were done. As soon as he knocked that by you, Kent, there's never a catching him. Mind that, touched on it, we played Auchinleck Talbot in a Scottish Cup game at Grant Park. I mind that Coco just rinsed the boy down the right hand side, put in a great cross. Nicky Smith just took it on the chest, bang, goal. Yeah. Coco just made the goal out of nothing.
Aye.
Just class, get I mean.
It's, and then you
see...
Yeah,
Liam and Ross were brilliant and that. Yeah. I mean, Roscoe was, when he first came into the team...
A bit raw,
aye, but good raw, because the pace, man. If you got him in behind, he was away, and he would finish.
Aye.
You know, so he got his move to Forest off the back, I would say. He was really good at getting in behind, and if you got in behind, you weren't catching him.
No.
Get what I mean?
No. And then, obviously, as say, Liam,
remember, I was just expecting another twinger going, oh no, maniac. Get what I mean?
The thing I always picked up about Liam is he doesn't have much weakness in his game. He's good at just a bit of everything. I'll leave a bit of everything, good at like. And
me and him spoke about this a couple of times. That there was a boy that played for, I think he was at Locals at the time, called Barry Stephen, big tall boy, fast, direct. So Charlie had obviously spotted this boy's danger, and he played me at left back, and he played Liam left midfield, and he took us, come here, you two, I want you to deal with Stephen the day, and we just had to double up on him every time.
Yeah.
If he gets by Liam, he doesn't get by you. Flett is 1-on-1 with him, isolated, try and tuck in and cover it, and worked a treat.
Aye.
We won that game. I think we won it 1-0. But that was like how Charlie just tweaked things.
Yeah.
And me and Liam were on the left side, double that. So Liam liked that. He got, again, that was his task. We were delighted with that, and we've spoken about it a couple of times. Mind that time Charlie played us on the left. And they also went on to a great career. And captain, like I think when I left, he became the captain when I left.
Yeah.
Great lads, so good. The three of them, Magic Loons. There's loads of other names as well, but them three in particular.
Them three
great careers.
For me, I just mind school football. It was you had them three. You had Soapy, you had wee Xander, and there was a boy Stephen McKenzie as well.
He was a good player. He played with us as well. Good people. He's playing with us. We're playing a game away to be advertised just shortly. Lossie v Forest Old Boys game. It's a fundraiser for the youth development. Stevie's actually playing in it with us.
Aye, okay.
Good lad, Stevie, like.
Right, I'm going to give you a wee sneak of this question before we started. It's going to be a new regular podcast question. My last answer, and I'll always give people the last answer. So we had Mark Critchley on, a athletic reporter, And I was just interested, says, who's the best football player you've got in your phone book? And he just came out with Hristo Stoichkov. So I'm not expecting Fletty to have Stoichkov in his phone book.
Definitely not got Stoichkov.
Who's the best player in your phone book?
I've not even got a Bulgarian in my phone book. Come on, I don't know. Nobody exciting. Past or present or anybody?
Just anyone. I would say the best player in my phone book I've probably got is Colin Hendry.
I got Colin Henry. I'm probably going to think of somebody later on. I think, should have said him.
Pelly. You got Pelly in your phone book?
Pelly Patterson, that. Frazee Kellis. I've got Frazee Kellis
Aye.
in my phone book.
He's a player.
Frazee's actually my mum's cousin. Don't know. Nobody exciting. Alan Main. Alan Main's probably the boy who played the highest level.
Yeah.
But Alan's played there well in that time. He does our keepers at Lossiemouth.
Aye.
Good lad, Alan. But Alan would be the highest level player for sure because he's played Premier League for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think of anybody else like that played that level for that long.
Yeah.
In my phone book.
Good answer. Aye. Good answer.
Ross Jack. Did Ross Jack play?
Ross Jack played. Aye.
Ross Jack's phone number. He would have been was he Premier League with Dunfermline? He played for Dunfermline.
Did Ross County for years and that as well.
Ross Jack. That would be about as exciting as it would get for me.
Good enough answer for
Unless
me.
I go with Biscuits or McMillan again, but they've had enough of that. Then they're getting back in.
Right. Here's a different aim because you can see this question in one of two ways. And I've started to ask it recently, and I always give the explanation of the two ways you can see it as the most underrated player in your career. So it can be someone that's maybe just doesn't get the recognition for how good a player they actually were, maybe played in a good team or played with good boys, or is there someone that should have played at a much higher level that you played with that just maybe stuck around at the level they were at?
I don't know, I thought it was quite a difficult question. And the one, I don't know why he came ahead because he was class, was Proudest.
Okay.
Kevin Grant.
Aye. I don't think we've had a mention of him yet.
Proudest was magic, man.
Aye.
Brilliant player. Yeah, probably could have even played up the level if he had really screwed in up, but came I liked about Proudest. He came in, it was just at that time, just before Charlie, I think it was that first team that Charlie had. We played against them in Barkhead in pre-season and he scored a hat-trick against us. And we were all like, he's good, Charlie. You're a really good player. You need to get him in. So Charlie liked him anyway. It wasn't Charlie didn't assign boys because we said they're good or anything like that, naming it like that. But we were like, he is. He's proper. But like I said there, I came into the Highland League. It probably took me a year or so maybe to just go right. Came up that. On. Takes time. Proudest just came in like a wasp. Just had. I would come up against boys like Ian Murray and that, and I knew them because I watched them, and I had. Didn't get me wrong. You didn't go into games worried about boys, but you're aware of them. You ken who you're up against, and you're like, I need to be on this year because this boy's quality.
Yeah.
Proudest would go up against some of the best centre halves in the Highland League, and he would just be like, "Fuck are you?" did not care. He just had that about him. He's just.
I love that.
And he just had. I don't care who you are or what you've done or. Nah, he wasn't having it, and he'd be elbows, and he'd be. Well, I just think he was. Proudest was a magic player, man. Mm-hmm. Really good. I just thought if I had to pick somebody like that, I didn't mean it like I think he's so highly on as a player. That's how I've obviously put him in there. I wouldn't. I'm not meaning like he's underrated or anything like that. I think everybody that played with him kent exactly what he was about.
Aye.
And he had that, it was a bit of a refreshing attitude that he was just like, I don't care who you are. You could have played 500 games in the Highland League and it could have been his first and he wouldn't care. He would just be like...
I love that.
And don't get me wrong, he respected boys that he played against, and certainly we and his managers and that, but when he crossed that line, he was just an animal.
Yeah, different class.
Really good.
And
I love that about Proudest, I mean. A great laugh, that are like mental. Some laughs with him on the way back in the bus.
It's a great attitude to have, though. Sometimes some folk it's naive, and some folk it's ballsy. That's
it.
Aye,
and it wasn't naive with him because he came out to play football.
Aye.
Serious, could handle himself, and everything strong as an ox and rattle into anybody. I mean,
yeah.
Another end's actually Scotty Wilson. Scotty Wilson was fantastic, so much ability. Mm-hmm. I honestly think Scotty was mental. naked on the buses on the way home for Fort William, and no idea. Just feel. You know what I mean?
Aye.
What a player, man.
Aye.
Really good wee player, Scotty. Really nice loon. He just always had that thing. If he had just, the Wilsons are just they're magic boys. Just he didn't really hate that.
Mental. Well,
No, I wouldn't say he was in the
screwing
mentality, because when he played the games and he was serious, he was focused, he was a bang at it. But he would just go, no, I'm had in, and for Scotty, he's not coming in the night, he's forever. But just see if he had been a right screw than that young loon and wanted to really push his career.
Aye.
I think he could have been really, really good.
Yeah.
And he was a good wee player, don't get me wrong. He came in, played some really good games in the Highland League, just wished he had Lossie, loon and Lossie, you automatically go, just wish he had screwed in that just a wee bit and really wanted to go and deep it. It changed for him because he had kids a bit younger, and then he went offshore and stuff, so just I think Scotty must only be about 30 odd new. He's not really player at anymore, which is a shame.
It's mad. It's mad.
Well, Magic Loon and though, really a lot of time for Scotty, like.
Yeah. Right. Name something you could change about your career.
The way I left Lossie the first time.
Yeah.
Well, when I eventually left, when I went to Turriff, basically. I do blame it on somebody. I'm not going to name him. There was somebody came into the club. In my eyes, he shouldn't have been in the role he was in at the club. Charlie told me about this was going to happen, so we had Royce was our chairman, really good, brilliant Royce, Lossie boy and that though, I mean Royce, but Royce's business commitments and that got a bit more, so he decided he was taking a step back, so somebody else was coming in and do that role. Charlie left. Charlie told me, this boy will be alright, I'll keep him under control, and then he fucked off. I was like, cheers. Anyway,
cheers, bud.
So Cotter stayed, actually. Cotter kind of overseen it, and then Bobby Beckwith came in to be our manager. Bobby's a great lad.
I've heard
really
good
nice
things about Bobby, like.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I see him, he's at Carly. My wee boy plays for Carly, and I used to get a blether with him every Saturday morning because the squads crossed over. So much time and respect for Bobby. But his health wasn't good at the time.
Yeah.
It was really poorly. So he had to step away from it. My contract was running down, so we were getting to the end of the season. Bobby was stepping away, Cotter again taking the reins. To the end of the season, we're begging Cotter to take it. 'Cause I've talked about Charlie so much on this podcast. They were like a double act. See Charlie and Cotter, brilliant. But when Charlie went to Vale first time, Cotter went with him. Second time, Charlie left, he was just deciding, like, he had his reasons, but it didn't matter. Cotter stayed. So the boys were really wanting Cotter to take it, but Cotter was saying, like, boys, I'm a great coach. He just didn't want the responsibility of being like, this is all on me, you know what I mean?
Aye.
So anyway, we had no clue who was coming in, who was going to be the manager, right? No answers, so chairman's going to me, I need you to sign, you're a captain. If you sign a 3-year deal, the last sign, I'm going, no chance. I'm not saying that. Who's manager? Who's coming in? Don't worry, we'll sort it. And I'm going, nah, no signing. And I was going into my 9th season. So you're saying 3-year deal, testimonial, all this, right? So I'm going, I need to get what's happening first.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere. I don't have any intentions of going anywhere. Just calm down, there's no rush. I will sign, but I need to make sure it's good first, right? So it went on like that for a wee while. And I felt like a wee bit he was putting it on me to go, you sign, Abdi will stay and it'll be sound again. I'm going, it was too hinged by then. I was like, nah, it's not work like that. I'm thinking I'm signing here and Abdi's out the door, get what I mean?
Aye, as you would.
So it came on, and then ended up the boy Ali Ewan. They had done a great job. Ali and Kev came up. They had done a great job at Fort William, actually. They'd been really, really impressed a lot of folk with what they'd done down there with a limited squad and budget. So they were coming up to be the managers.
Aye.
So I says, right, fine, I'll go and see Ali and I'm going to have a blether with them. So I did, met them, outlined their plans and everything for the club. And I thought, can someone, it's going to be all right, it'll be fine. Came back round to signing talks, went and spoke to them, and I says, right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going into my 9th season. I'll sign a 2-year deal. That'll take me to my testimonial. And he says, no, I'll give you a 1-year deal. And I was like, if you want me to sign a 3-year deal for about 3 months,
Aye.
I didn't think who was coming in, basically.
Yeah.
So I was just like, no. So when I came to it, I was just like, tell you what, I'm going, I'm off. And that's how I left. And I was stuck in my throat that that's how it ended for me, I mean. Because I was a captain at the time, left behind some good players, good pals at the time as well, I mean.
Yeah.
The opportunity just came at the right time. I actually went and done a session with Biscuits, we've spoke about Biscuits, it's at Forest now, Steve McDonald phoned me, he's like, yeah, you're leaving Lossie. I was like, well, that game's happening, it was just going to end up in there. He says, Rothers were just getting on to a good thing. I think Manet was going there actually that summer. So I went up and done a session with him. It was actually up in New Elgin. Really good session, but I was just like, I was actually thinking of just packing in.
What age are you at this point?
I think I was about 33, 34 maybe. So I didn't really care what I was doing. It was funny, that game I mentioned earlier on, my Mainzer saved my penalty. We beat Turriff that day, right? And I was mind walking off the park. Ross Jacks, seeing him coming out the corner of my eye, and I'm thinking, oh, here we go. So me and him are nose to nose, walking off the park, like geeing at each other proper. I'm going to him, you're an arrogant. And he's going, you're a back at me, like proper, like me and Ali, man. Like, so the week after, Mainzer phones me, because this was maybe like the February, March. Season was just kind of coming to an end. Mainzer phoned me, he's like, they called him the gaffer, right? Gaffer's wanting to talk to him, like, give me your gaffer. It's this gaffer pishing on, like, I ended up calling him it when I was there. And I was like, nah, no chance. Just thinking, shut up. I says, I'm walking off the pitch with him nose to nose last weekend, talking about, he says, serious? He's wanting to talk to you. Can I give him your number? And I'm saying, no bother, give me my number if you want. I'm thinking, no chance he's phoning me. I was just looking like that. And then sure enough, he had phoned me and I had spoke to him in maybe the March. And he says, look, Ross, I came up to you and I says, what's happening there at Lossie? Anybody's got a clue what's happening. And then Kenny's coming in. He says, I'm not going to make any decision till I came what's happening. And so that was that. I went and done my session with Biscuits. Ross had obviously found out I was leaving Lossie and so he got in touch with me then. So I went and met him in Forest. Had a good player with him, outlined his plans. He blew me away.
Yep.
She was like, attention to detail. Ross was magic, actually. Really, really good. I didn't, just never played for him long enough, get what I mean? Had that one season, but I said no. I says, nah, coming, Ross. I didn't care what I was doing. I didn't really, to be perfectly honest, want to leave Lossie.
Aye.
At that time.
Aye. Stuck
my
in
gut feeling was like,
almost,
I'll get it sorted. Ken, I was still thinking, I'll get it sorted. I'll get a 2-year deal and that'll take me up. Just never happened. There was a clash there by then, and I'm going, it's been a 3-year deal for months, and now it's a 1-year deal. I'm willing to meet you in the 2-year deal. And it just, no. So I left. And I was kind of bothers me that I left like that, I mean. When I did go back, I went back for a season after Turriff, but I was more kind of just like, there as an experienced boy trying to maybe having a look at introduction to coaching, which never kind of came off, but that was fine. It wasn't. And Royce mentioned to me, he was kind of back and forth. He says, look, just come back in, we'll get a testimonial. I says, no chance. No, do you not. I went away, I left, and that's it. That's done. I'm not back for that. I'm back to help. This is my club kind of thing. But I was just sticks in my throat a wee bit of that. I let it get to that, and I went. I mean, because I really liked Ali and Kev when I met them, and I thought they were done right. It never worked out that great for them in the end. So
yeah,
maybe
I didn't think they lasted that long, did they?
Can't right mind, maybe a season.
A season, a wee bit of next season, possibly. Aye.
Possibly.
Well, you kind of touched on it there. It's a good foray into the next thing. Coaching now.
Aye, love the coaching.
Aye.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And
it's different, isn't it?
Aye.
There's no, I've asked a few boys this, it's not quite like playing, but it's probably the closest you'll get.
I'm just seeing the kids just knew what I'm anyway. I'm just, it happened to me because my wee boy got to an age where he had like the Forest Soccer Sevens, he had his school stuff, and I'm thinking, he needs someone else new because he was doing okay at that time. McMillan kind of mentioned was maybe going to be going there with him. But Kev McNally, who was the head of youth at Lossie, had tried me a couple of times about coming in to take a younger team. I wasn't sure. Naively, when I played for Lossie all that years, I just thought, I'll go in coach and I'll be a Lossie manager. Can you just think, naively at the time, younger, thinking then I could just make that jump anyway. It would have just failed. It would have just sunk.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of glad in that way, because even with our kids, there's some seriously good wee loonies in that youth development now, and that's taking time. Me and Martin kind of oversee the bottom half of the youth development. Lossie put a lot of work into it.
Yeah. Are you kind of, is it 12s down the way?
Development phase, kind of, we it's called it there, and we can oversee that.
Mm-hmm.
Martin's magic, kind of attention to detail he puts into his team, and they're 3 years younger than mine.
Aye.
Brilliant.
Aye.
But we did a lot of work with kind of built it up. When I went back, the youngest team was possibly maybe under 12s had just came back.
Yeah.
We went in and created 10s. And then Martin's in, he created 8s. So it's just kind of trying to keep all that going, get what I mean?
Aye.
Oh, I love it. It's just...
You got your licence as well, haven't you?
Done our C, me and Martin both done our C licence last year.
How was your practical? Because I've got my practical in June for it. And I find all the...
Done your portfolio and
I've done my portfolio and all that. Like,
it's a bit of work, it's a bit of time. I think you'll be fine if you've got the experience of being out in the training ground and adapting things. And I tell you, I think, where are you doing it?
West Hill, Aberdeen.
Lossendale.
Lossendale.
Probably with Slates and that. Magic boys.
Yeah.
They're near there to trip you up. They're really, really good. We had Slates and we had 2 or 3. I mean, other boys' name.
Molly
wasn't there, not. Can't mind, it's terrible. Maka. We had Maka and Slates. We had brilliant. They were really good. It's not the way I thought I would go into coaching, I suppose, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I didn't really think kids, but the group I've got doing there are mad. And see if you get a good group of parents, which I have. Parents are magic.
That's
we've dragged them bloody air tournaments, Edinburgh. We're going to Holland in April for a tournament.
Wow.
Again, if parents then back your ideas and go, right, you've basically not got a team. Because they're just wee loonies.
Exactly.
But it gives you that experience of being out on the pitch and adapting a session. Don't get me wrong, some of it still has to be at their age a wee bit of fun in it as well. It's not as serious at that age.
Yeah.
But it's good just for learning how to structure a session, how to go from one thing onto another thing. Again,
basics.
So I'm glad I've done it. I've still got ambitions to go back into the adult stuff at some point, but I actually had discussions with Lossie last summer. Went really well. Had an opportunity, I could have went back in there. But I was, like I touched on it earlier on, I think my mindset is, if you kind of fully commit to something, an idiot. Yeah. And that is far too big a level to, if you kind of commit to it, you kind of go into it,
Aye, exactly.
That's still the ambitions to go back in. Just, it's a timing thing.
Yep.
We boys playing a lot of Saturday fit by now with where he's at, so I kind of, he's my priority for just now.
Absolutely. Right, last question before we get into second last, same as usual. All your achievements in your career, which has been your proudest? Can I take a guess?
Aye.
Captain in Lossie?
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Because growing up, when I grew up and I watched Lossie for probably 5-6 years old till I played for him basically.
Ian Stewart days and things like that.
Ian Stewart days.
Yeah.
And like I says, Frazee was my mum's cousin, so don't get me wrong, you didn't see your mum's cousins a lot, but like Christmases and New Year's, that time of year, Frazee would be in the house, and I'm like, Frazee, give me cheese.
Aye.
And they're like your heroes when you're a wee loony.
Absolutely.
And my brother Gary played for Frazee at Lossie, and Gary was a great player now. It's just his career took him a different path. He went on to be a paramedic, so it's probably a similar thing. If you kind of fully commit to being a Highland League player, you kind of play Highland League.
Yep.
Frazee a magic boy as well, but see, for me to grow up watching that teams, I was at Huntly when they won the cup finals and stuff like that, and watched other teams that finished almost won the league.
Yep.
To grow up just to get to play for them was magic.
Here's a trivia question
Yeah,
for you.
captain.
Who was the last manager to win a cup for Lossie?
Mind the cup. Was it Tatters?
Tars. Aye.
Tatters, right. I think it was at Mossett Park, wasn't it?
It was. I got that wrong when I was speaking to Frazee. I said to him, "You were the last." He says, "No, Tart was the last." Yeah.
Tatters, Alex McMillan and Scotty Wilson maybe played in that team as well, actually. Mo was there.
Aye. Yeah.
Mo, Ross and that boys.
Yep.
Ross, Mainzer maybe. Aye, they had a really good side. That's the side I look back. I mind doing a pre-season session with Tats. I think Mo was there. Actually, Mo wasn't there. It was Hulk and Maggie, Peter Maguire, and that were there. That season, I went back. I got lost in Oakwoods. I was thinking I was ready for Highland League football, and I was stupid. I got up in the morning, Weetabix, doing me, thinking, pre-season day, all filled up with Weetabix. Didn't I came all the way to do like a 13k trek round Oakwoods, get what I mean? Never mind, I'm jogging. I'm like, no. I just faded off away down the park, right? So I'm by myself, spewed. No joking you. And I was just walking. I didn't have a clue where I was. Middle of Oakwood, just trees. Shawnee Noble had to come back and find me again. Just a young loon thinking.
Was it Minnie, Ryan? It was on about, was it Bagley wearing the plimsolls?
Yeah, that was
Jim
Baggers. Baggers, what are you doing? But yeah, see,
plimsolls.
Probably a similar thing. He probably heard, we're going to run the weeds. He said, I'll be all right. But it's afflicted. Those things are mental, man. And Tats obviously laid the foundations for him. That was his thing. But we done that 2 or 3 times with the Lossie
names for them as well. There was Tatter's Hill. There was Murder.
There was the Triangle.
And I just...
there was Heartbreak Hill.
Aye.
You start the wee spiny hall and then you just go a wee trek and it goes on and on forever and you're half dead thinking it must be nearly there and you're not even halfway up.
Different breed, Tats. Different breed. I've heard so many stories about these pre-seasons. It's unreal.
He's an absolute topper, man.
Aye.
I used to get physio. It's another thing. Just you went to play all the time. I was going in. Andy Jones was the physio at the time at Lossiemouth when I was playing, and I used to get bothered with my back. So I was going into Barra Briggs when Andy had his wee thing. He had a wee physio kind of studio thing in Barra Briggs.
Still got it.
I was going in there all the time, like every a Tuesday afternoon or something. So, Andy, I need this. I need acupuncture in my back. Every time I would go into Barra Briggs when Tats was the chairman, he was there doing something.
Yep.
Hey, what are you doing in there again? And then I bumped into him about 2-3 months ago, and he was over pleasant to him, and he was telling me that was ridiculous. He was, I can't remember how much sit-ups and press-ups he was telling me he was doing. It was like hundreds per day, and I'm like, off your head.
Yep.
And he's in his 70s.
Aye.
Fit as a fiddle.
Aye, no bother. He still goes down and helps Cecil with the pitch on a Monday and things like that.
A lot of time for Tats, a lot of respect for him.
It was
again, one of that guys that I don't think anybody really says a bad word about. I mean, in our area.
Not at all. Not at all. Right, you're 11. I'm going to get you to read me through it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give you maybe 30-40 seconds on each player.
Okay.
If that's possible.
I'll try my best. This is going to go on for about an hour here.
What position? What formation are you playing?
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess actually. It's 3-4-1-2.
Okay, that's different.
So
aye.
We'll go with it.
Right, was your back line including your goalie?
2 goalies.
2 goalies.
Mainzer and Minnie. I just can't split them. I bottled it a wee bit, I suppose, but Mainzer played on my youth football with school teams, youth teams, won a league with him when we were young. Started our Lossiemouth United together.
Yeah.
He is my best pals. Folk are going to think, you've put him in there, sure, but he's nae in there for that reason. Just you have a certain level of respect for how good a keeper is for playing against him as well. But then when I did go back to Turriff at that end of my career, he was a goalie. And he was still absolutely
so
magic.
many 11s, I think. You're probably talking 15, 20 11s and boys that have been on this show.
But Minnie, he's never had as successful as a career as Kev. Obviously, Kev won the league. I think Kev won every trophy there was to win in the league, in the Highland League setup. But Minnie was fantastic. I'll be honest, when I think of my goalie behind me when I'm playing football, it would be Minnie.
Yeah.
Because I spent so much of my career with him behind me.
Aye.
And just that instructions coming from him.
You'll be able to.
He rarely made a mistake, Minnie.
That's the thing. There was a lot to his game that he was good at, and there was no much weakness in that game. He actually spoke to us after his podcast, and you'll maybe be able to give us a flashback on this. Was there a time he was Lossie's top scorer for a couple of weeks?
Hope no. I was not there.
He says
he scored and he was sat in it. I was maybe the season or two before I went. I mind he scored and he was sitting on top of the crossbar at Mossett Park. There's a photo of him in the Northern Scot and he was actually sitting on top of the bar and he had long hair.
Aye.
Fuck, I hope he wasn't a top scorer at Lossie. That's pretty bad. Biscuits couldn't have been there then. Biscuits maybe suspended.
Back three,
Russell McBride, my brother Gary Flett and Jum.
Shout out Jim, by the way, who's going into a boxing match I've just seen in the last couple of
weeks. He was in his work last week and he's showing me the boy. Better than saying him what he was saying actually, but he was showing me the boy and I'm going, Jim, what are you doing taking up a boxing career when you're in your 40s?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, right, I'm not going to say any more about what he was saying about his fight, but on yourself, Jim.
Jim's a good lad, like.
Great player as well.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Again, New Elgin last season, was he?
He was playing, playing.
It's mental, like.
Had a bit of dirty about him and all, like.
Aye.
It was minding the most blatant red cards I've ever seen in my life. Waiting there, and that front three, and the bar was a goal kick, boom, up the pitch. And the whole grand must have been looking at them because the bar was heading clean towards them, and it was Sid Mackay, and he just went like that, bang, and he hit him there. And Sid's on the deck, and Jum's going, and we're like, Jum, there's 400 folk in here just seen you elbowing him in the net. You know,
quality.
But he could play, like.
Aye.
Oh, he could play.
Aye.
Oh, serious good player, like, and great boy, man. Magic. Been away for weekends with him and stuff. Magic laughing at.
What's the age difference between you and your brother?
Gary would be 13 year older than me, maybe.
Aye.
13 year. But it was really good playing. Why he's in there is, don't get me wrong, great player as well. Played in Fraser's teams, that tells you the level he was at. But career took him away a different path. But I got to play with him for a lot of years at Lossiemouth United. It's good for my mum and dad. They were coming doing their two lanes were there. Gary was the captain. When Gary wasn't there, I was the captain.
Aye.
And by the end of it, I was going, no, you should be a captain. You're never here. Get me you captain for. But taught me about the other side of the game, my brother. Get I mean? It's like like that wee example. Like, don't you speak to him like that? And he's like, you don't speak to them boys like that kind of stuff. Aye. And also mind another inch sticks out from me. We were playing a staff spay team in time, and boy, I'm not going to name him because I don't want empty hinking in. But there was like that, but a really good striker. He was scoring loads of goals. Benji's team talk was like, look, like, be careful with him and mind what outside. And Gary goes, that worry about him. And I was like, no, about 10 minutes into the game, the boy shells in, boom, boom, way out into the channel, and he chased him out into the channel, just kind of shut him off, and he let the boy take a touch and just bang.
Aye, that was him.
I'm like, he's not going to play on here. Gary's like, oh, sorry, all right. But then he just comes over and goes, you're learning on the job, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And the MD at Ken's my brother that's listening to this, absolute gentleman.
Yeah.
I've probably loads of folks said plenty about me, I mean? I'm a wee bit of slightly different personalities, but Gary's like so calm, chilled out, mild mannered, gentleman is probably the word you'd use.
Yeah.
Then I flip my pitch, man.
Aye.
Just, it's like again, you flip the switch when you cross that line. He taught me that kind of stuff over years playing with him, I mean.
Aye.
Good player now, though.
The dark arts.
Obviously have each other's backs at your brother, Ken. You're
exactly.
Obviously going, if he's out and he gets went, you get across cover him, so you learn all that for him.
And talking to animals, your third centre back.
Russell McBride. Had to put him in, man.
Aye.
Again, looking down the park at him for so many years, playing against him, and then
him and Boomer.
Aye. What a pair, man.
Yeah.
And you shake his hand at the start of a game. Russell's another end. He would like come over for a wee player after the game. Thought you boys were good today, and when the game's on, he's all for winning the game. Of course he is, but when the game's done, well done, you boys were. Can we that team Charlie's? We turned them over a couple of times down there, and he was first boy. Look, well done, you boys were magic the other day.
Yeah.
Again, if you turned him over, he was first boy to give you. Look, you deserved that.
Aye.
But see, when I went to play with him, what a guy, man. Me and him were just clicked straight away.
Yeah.
We were just like same wavelength, liked winding the boys up, but then when the game starts, it was serious.
Aye.
I was mind. I don't know what Ross Jack was doing. I'm saying he was brilliant. He played me centre mid, and I was minding his team talks. If he gets past him, he's never going to get by him, because Russell was playing right behind me. Ken, we were both left footed, so I was like off to the left, and Russell was behind me. But magic boy, still in touch with him now.
Aye.
He FaceTimed me. Right, I was doing the road. I was in Glasgow watching my wee boy playing football, and my phone was my screen on my. They were playing Fraserburgh United had been playing Lossiemouth United, and I had been messaging him saying, Lossiemouth United's going to pump you, or just whatever, winding him up. Get what I mean? Because I'm still ping back for me at the time, didn't in touch at the time or that bit. I was winding him up. So my thing comes up, Russell McBride, and I'm going, see what? And I forgot they were playing. So I clicked it, saying Russell, I'm hearing all this screaming. I'm just going on here. He was actually FaceTiming me, right? So the boy was in the car room. He was like, FaceTiming you. So I picked up my phone, and as soon as I went up my phone, and he just started, and he's going, that's that dick boys that tell us Lossie United are going to pump us. Get fucking up here, Lossie bastard. Now I'm driving in the middle of Glasgow. I'm like, that's all, I'm going to go here, man. Phone you later. So I'm like a maniac. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, hard as nails on the pitch, and I like great. Just what the kind of style of players that I like. You know what I mean? Just again, everything you've got, you can. It's the only way he can to play the game.
Aye, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Right, you're 4.
4 across the middle. Martin McMillan, middle of the park. If I had to pick a captain in that team, it would be him. Scott Miller.
Speaking of Scott a couple of weeks ago, I think Scott, I don't say he's got regrets about his job and maybe not commit to match football.
Stopped playing, he was just 26, he told me.
Yeah, well, I says to him, I says, you fancy doing your own episode? He says, I've never had that much of a career. I says, you don't need to kind of just chat football, like.
Aye.
But great player. I mind him at Elgin. He didn't get recognition because he was covering a 36-year-old Craig Beattie at the time, and I think a DR has
running Farker went at the same time. I
did. Aye, yep.
Miller, I just liked playing with him. He just had that. See, breaking forward like that late run into the box. He scored so many goals. Me and him went to Turriff at the same time.
Yep. So
we both went for Lossie to Turriff in the same summer, and he was actually working for me at the time. Miller, absolutely rocket, that boy.
Aye.
Just so good at his job, an electrician, so really pernickety, neat and tidy, so thick as mince, common sense. I always mind this a beauty. I like to tell this is a stitch up for him because he's not going to come on and get me back. It's called in the summer when it's the longest daylight, summer solstice, like the longest daylight hours of the year, and then it obviously starts getting darker 5 minutes early. The summer solstice day, whatever the date is, I think it's in July, whatever. It was that day, we were at work, me and my brother-in-law's under, and Miller, and I said, summer solstice today, boys, and Miller's like, what's that? And I'm just explaining to him, that's the daylight hours. So this is the longest day of the year. For the daylight hours, it starts getting darker again in the morning. I'm seeing him sitting with a puzzled face. I was like, oh, what do you mean? So I'm explaining it again. He goes, but it's still only 24 hours the day, isn't it? And I'm like, you're fucking joking. What are you talking about? He's like, how do you mean it's the longest day of the year? What do you mean? It's still 24 hours. And I'm going, oh my God. Just see stuff like that. I'm actually looking at him going, you being serious? And he was. And I eventually go, oh, right. Honestly, man.
Aye.
But I hear sharper on a football pitch, and he could play like.
Aye, definitely.
2 wide boys, Ryan Farker.
Yep.
And Marco De Barris.
That's pace one side, skill the other.
Pace. Marco would have had a bit of pace when he's younger than that. Marco never actually played there. When I played with him, to be perfectly honest, he played like a 10 or maybe just in the middle with somebody who would do a bit more running than him. But
yeah. Is Farker one of the quickest boys you played with in your career? Who
Coco, maybe.
I was going to say,
would probably.
I think foot race between them two.
I don't know, it'd be a tasty race, I'd say, but Farker again, just my style of player. Just give you everything, and wiry. Built similar to like me and McMillan when he played. He's quite slight, but he was just non-stop into anything. Attacking, that's what I liked the way he attacked. He just went at boys and jinky and magic boy and
aye, as I say, he was another one. He was at Elgin the same time as Miller, and just they were they put in a bad situation. I think see if they put in a better team, there's a good chance they'd had a longer careers at that League 2 level.
I thought they might have done alright with the step up. I thought they might handle it because they're both fit and athletic and they get up and doing. But Marco, I had to put Marco in my 1 to 11. Just, as I say, he probably won us that league by everybody having so much respect for him, but
Aye.
what a player. Only boy I think I've ever seen keep you ups in the park. I mean, we were playing Falkabers and the boy was just trying to hit him and he couldn't hit him. Marco was like stopping the ball, pulling it back and stop. One name was like a matador, man. He was just like, come and get a ball then, and the boy would come in, scoop away. He stopped it in time, couple of keep you ups and just
Brilliant.
magic player, man. Unbelievable.
Who's is that like a number 10 you're playing
Then
on?
Scotty Matheson. Good pals with Scotty as well. A lot of folk probably think, you've chucked him in 'cause he's your pal, but nah, see when he went down to Rangers and stuff like that, Scotty, and when he came back up, I think he just obviously thought he had to get he did obviously have to get a job because he was coming out of full-time football. I played with him at Lossie and Lossiemouth United. Unbelievable.
And
probably one of that players like you touched on earlier on, you definitely had potential to go.
Aye.
If you look back at Scotty's career, I think he played in youth teams down there when he went down Rangers. He was full-time down there.
Anything like his niece, because his niece is just pure pace. Pure pace.
When he was young. I was minded saying, like I says, I think everybody's a striker. High school, I was just going into 3rd year. Biscuits was just going into 2nd year, and Scotty Matheson was just going into 3rd year. Scotty Matheson just came into 1st year. So there was a thing at our school called the Bulletin. And the scores would go in every week. So the 1st year team, 3rd year, whatever, the scores would go in. In the first game of the season, we were away at Keith. I scored 5, Biscuit scored 5, and Scotty scored 5. So it was in the Bulletin. Trio scored 5, right? So it was a wee write up about it, whatever. So we're going, right, go on PC, you can score next. So the next week, can't mind who we were playing, I scored a hat-trick. And I'm like, yes. Right, came off. Biscuits had scored 5 again. Scotty had scored 8. Jesus. And I'm not joking. See, after that, I think I scored again the rest of the season. Scotty was just like scoring 6s and 8s and ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's obviously special talent when he's a wheelie, like.
Unreal.
But great player. Played with him at Lossie, he was magic. He just didn't really have certainly didn't have the career he should have went on and had, so it was probably difficult going full time at Rangers to back to Highland League, but still class, man.
Yeah.
Magic player.
Front 2.
Two more of my pals. Martin Charles and Biscuits.
Yeah. To be fair, I think Archibald's, that's their front part of their front 3.
A lot of boys front 2 that if they've played with them too.
Yeah.
Biscuits for all the reasons I said earlier on. Martin, different striker, but
worked well together though, didn't they?
Great pair, up front, aye.
Yeah.
Martin was a handful for me to play against. Like I said, I was thought he was one of that players that had them under control and then bang, ball was in the back of it.
Yeah. Aye.
Means Rouse says he's a big game player, can he? In his career with Bucky, he scored goals, won leagues and everything.
Aye.
I probably, I'm being honest, never appreciated how good a football player he was till I actually played with him.
Yeah.
So clever. I see him now, he's coaching, he's like, think the way he thinks about the game. Obviously went through a good youth career himself, get what I mean?
Aye.
Callies and counties and stuff like that, well coached, played Elgin City when he was a young lad.
He was at Elgin at a difficult time where they had a few experienced boys in, but were playing a lot of youth boys, and Martin was like the oldest of the youth boys, but he was getting regular game time. Probably about 2006, 2007, something like that, about that time. And he wasn't looking out of place. He wasn't looking out of place at all.
I didn't really ken him when he was a young loon. I kind of got to ken him through, obviously, his dad being my manager, and then really good pals with him now, and doing the youth thing together, pushing that. Two of us are really pushing that just now, and they do a bit. He'll go on, he had a successful coaching career, because his attention to detail, and then he does is phenomenal, And he was like that when he played. He was like, he would think about a game, even at half time, he'd say, see if I'm making that run there, short, you going behind, and he would just make wee changes. He wasn't an overrule manager, I mean, anything like that, but he was just telling you, if I come short, be spacing behind for him to go in there. And you're like, fuck, he thinks about the game differently, I mean.
Yep. Charlie, your gaffer.
Charlie's gaffer.
So
Ross Jack, phenomenal though.
Yeah.
By the way, Ross blew me away with his, I only played for him for a season right enough, but we'd arrive in Turriff in the hail session, spread out. Every cone was out, and you're like, holy smokes, I mean.
Yep.
And to go for being nose to nose with him walking off a park, actually learning how much he did have respect for you, and then you just wanted to play for him. But for me, I think back on my career, Benji was a good manager for me when I was a young loon, but Charlie, hands down.
Aye.
Great man, full of respect for him, nothing but good things to say about him, but by far, when I think of my career, he's my manager. Still call him the gaffer.
I'm going to
called him the gaffer a day.
Going to get you to pick a captain.
In that team?
Yep.
Well, there's a few, but my captain, I always think, is Martin McMillan. Martin left. When Martin left, which was another hail mess, I became the captain, and I was Martin came back to Lossie for his, might have been more his second spell, because I think he had worked offshore, not when he was younger, he'd maybe been away, but when he came back, it didn't quite sit with me that I'm new the captain, which to be fair, he said it to him, I probably deserved it because I stuck through by the time I went to him and actually says to him, look, you were my captain, I would give the armband back to you, and he was just like, no chance. He says, you stuck it, you stayed through some shite years basically. Yeah. Says, you're the captain now. But the thing is, he didn't need to wear an armband, he just led by example anyway.
Aye.
He didn't need an armband on his arm to be what I thought of him. He was just the same. Yeah. And everybody had that respect for him anyway, I mean, so.
Absolutely. Right, before we get into the last question, thank you for your time, Fletty.
Oh, yeah, listen, thanks for having me on. It's
been good to hear. I like Highland League stuff's super popular, but I just genuinely like the stories, you get the wee stories that you just wouldn't get anywhere else. And it's like boys will have the same 11s, but they'll have a different story or slightly different opinion on someone, and and then you'll get guys that love playing with someone and boys that fucking hate that boy, and it's a great mix.
The 1-11's quite hard because you play with so many.
It really is.
I had probably about another 6, 7, 8 names scribbled down. You're like, I can't leave him out. I did the night before I left Touhest. It's actually Chris Ross, and Chris Ross probably my best centre half partner at Lossie over the time.
Player.
Bell was good, but Bell was a rocket again.
Aye.
Bell was obviously.
Chris, he doesn't get mentioned enough, does he?
He's another in that player's like an underrated player. Tell you, man. And he was the prime example of the first season he came in. He was just, you could tell he didn't have confidence. He didn't I honestly think Chris's first maybe even season and a half at Lossie, he didn't fully believe that he could be a Highland League player.
Aye.
Yeah. See, when he changed that, it was absolutely magic.
Yeah. It's a step
I
up.
loved playing with him at the back. Me and him at the back as a pair were really good. And I tell you, for a big lad, he could shift.
Aye. Yeah.
Really, he was boys like that. Stevie Ellis. Him. What a player, man. Him and Martin in the middle of the pitch. But the way our career, Stevie went on, I didn't think, when I was thinking about that, and I didn't think I played with Stevie for that long. He went on to Nairn. We used to play against each other.
Dixon.
Well, Dicko's he's in my best pals as well, but Dixon was at Lossie when I was at Lossiemouth United. Aye. And then he got the bad knee and he actually came. I probably played more games with Dixon at Lossiemouth United, and it was probably only 10 or 15 maybe. I bet me and Dicko only played 10, 15 games together, which was a shame because we were both Lossie loons.
Yep.
We were both really good pals. We were both centre halves. We could have been probably a magic pair if we had both stayed fit and played side by side. Because I was a bit more aggressive, wanting to go and attack Baz, whereas Dicko would drop off and take a bar.
Yeah.
I do think it's just a shame. It's just the way football works.
That's it.
But in my best pals for sure, but I just never got the game time to play with him, unfortunately.
Right. We've got a penalty taker. Before I ask you the last question, what was your technique?
A lot of times just lash it.
Aye.
Hit it hard. One thing I could do was strike back quite hard, so I just tended to. If I was really thinking about it, I would probably go back to that I knew. Go left, go to my left. It was Mainzer done that to me. Mainzer says, you always go across yourself. You shouldn't. And I tried to double guess him and nearly saved it, but go left or just blast it.
Yeah.
High up the middle was quite a good end. It was probably. I went on a really good run. I scoring penalties. I never missed any. And for Lossiemouth United, it was about 20, and I got up to maybe 8 or 9 for Lossie, and then I missed one. scored one and missed one, and I just came off them.
Aye. For a penalty to save your life, Fletty, who takes a penalty?
Probably Scotty Wilson.
Scotty
Didn't he
Wilson.
ever missed in?
Yep.
Didn't he ever missed in?
Did he have a technique?
He went to his right. He just went. He's right footed. He went to his right, just clipped in by the post.
Yep.
Was his thing? I think he missed in.
It's what was he say? Didn't I miss?
I'd probably take it myself. I wouldn't want to put responsibility in.
I've had that a few
on
times.
MDL. I'd probably just say
times.
he's a bad. I'm just going to blast it and hope for the best here. Like, better to put a responsibility on MDL. Like,
no,
I might not wake up in the morning.
Right, that's been episode 62. Hope you enjoyed listening. 63, I think we've got McMillan coming on. Yeah, I think we've got McMillan coming on. It's either McMillan or Paul Lawson. It's the two that we're speaking to just now and things like that. So, yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks'
Maybe
time.
then I release my end until McMillan's been in here.
Aye, contrasting stories.
He'll be saying he was sent off before me. It was me that came in the shower and I was not believing that changing room. Thanks very much.
No worries, pal.
The Football Journals is now on Patreon. If you sign up on Patreon for just £5 a month, you can get access to our upcoming guests and the chance to ask your own questions, the ability to watch our podcast with full video exclusive, audio only on all other platforms. You can get your episodes earlier than anyone else, sometimes a few days, sometimes a week. You will get your episodes earlier than everyone else. Chance to request guests of your choice. We will do them our utmost to get them on the show, if obviously within reason. I can't go asking Cristiano Ronaldo on the show. And one bonus episode per month. There's already a bonus episode on there. You'll get a further bonus episode every month. Sign up today at patreon.com/footballjournals, capital F, capital J. That's a sign up today at patreon.com/footballjournals, capital F, capital J.